sake, because I know you didn't want that on your Twitter page, but you saved the picture for some reason.
Why do you think I saved it, Iggy?
I have no clue why you saved it.
Well, so we could talk about it this morning and make sure.
Well, we could have talked about it without.
No, you
saving
need a
it.
visual. People need to see.
Okay. I don't care.
You look like Buffalo Bob.
Look, I hang out on nude beaches. I don't care.
That's
if
right. He's worn a lot less than that.
I wouldn't tweet it. First of all, it's kind of blurry. You can't tell it's you. You couldn't tell it was you.
No, at first I didn't know what you were sending me.
But also the angle, because it's a low shot reflecting back, and you're like standing over it in a. You look like a scary guy who may have killed several people in his life.
Have you ever done a full photo spread for a naughty magazine?
No, just a movie with Terry Weigel.
Speaking of creepy things,
Yeah.
last night on our 11 o'clock newscast, our kicker story was a story, and I believe it was from Canada, but this product is also being sold, I think, at Home Depots, but now it's just online. Anyway, it's a thing called, I think it's called Tom the Creeper Peeper, something like that, or the Scary Creeper Peeper.
It's a Halloween costume?
Well, what it is, it's a Halloween kind of prop that you put on your windowsill, and I guess you could put it on the outside to scare someone inside your house, but you could also put it inside your house to like scare trick-or-treaters. But it looks like a peeping Tom. And I thought it was really funny, but of course the whole politically correct crowd said you can't make light of voyeurism. So they took it off the shelves at the actual box stores, but they're still selling it online. And I'm thinking to myself, I guarantee you, because all the news stations now are doing stories on this, the sales are going to go through the roof because of this.
Probably.
But I think it's kind of funny. It's this dude who clearly looks like a peeping Tom. He's got a hooded sweatshirt on. He's kind of this probably 45-year-old white male looking guy. He's got his hands up to his face. He's got these big eyes, and he's kind of peeping in on your window. I thought that was pretty funny. And it was taken off the shelves.
You suppose somebody's going to go and get their gun and take a shot at this and then realize it was just a prop?
I think it was more because, again, somebody got offended by it and said that it was making fun or making light of voyeurism, which is a legit crime, because nobody can just have fun and accept it as a Halloween gag.
How's that scary, though? Can't you just see the peeping, the eyes and everything if you're inside the house?
But I'm saying, like, for example, if and my fiance's easily scared, so if I put that peeper creeper Tom and it kind of suctions to your window. So let's say I put that on the outside of the house over by a window, and I go, hey, can you go to those drapes and, click a light switch? If she went and saw a peeper Tom guy, I think she would be scared. I really do.
Probably a lot of people would be.
Yeah.
Most people would, I would think. But from the outside, you're just going to see a guy's back, right?
Well, no, it's just like a little, it's not a full human. It's just like
okay.
a little, maybe.
It's a little gag.
It's $30. It's $30.
Oh, all right.
But you can still get a costume for serial killers like Lydia Moss Bradley, and no one
wasn't a serial killer.
And no one bats an eye. You can go to a costume store and get whatever you want, right? That's fine.
Correct. But not the creeper peeper.
I think Iggy in his underwear and a spoon is going to be the new costume of St. Louis.
I expect there'll be some of that.
So the moral is to don't look too close at the picture.
At certain photos,
All right.
Celebrate all your college and fantasy teams' Tully touchdowns this weekend with Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. May your team be swift and their aim be true. May the refs be forever in your favor and your whiskey always Tullamore Dew. Tullamore Dew, the original triple blended, triple distilled, smooth sipping Irish whiskey, made exactly for game day moments like this. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Imported by William Grant & Sons Incorporated, New York, New York. Please enjoy Tullamore Dew responsibly.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago and I still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com.
In this crazy economic and real estate world, buying, selling, building, and investing can be beyond confusing. You need agents to steer you in the right direction. Lindsay Jacobs and Susie O'Johnson of Compass Realty Group have been licensed agents collectively for 45 years, consistently ranked among the top agents in all the St. Louis metro area. You want results without the headache? You have to contact Susie and Lindsay at Compass Realty Group. Online at showandsellstl.com and on Instagram at showandsellstl, a proud sponsor of the Leming Open.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepper and Genie Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
Deagle Truck Center has been the St. Louis area's go-to medium-duty truck dealer since 1933. Deagle Truck Center is a union shop looking for technicians and bodymen for both their Hazelwood and St. Louis locations, offering the highest rates of pay in the area, plus benefits. An authorized Hino and Isuzu dealer, Deagle's friendly and knowledgeable staff is prepared to make sure you have the best experience. Stop by the Hazelwood location to see their large selection of pre-owned inventory. Visit DeagleTruckCenter.com to learn more. That's DEGEL truckcenter.com.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, the Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:06 in St. Louis. You are listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After. This is the Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour, a program broadcasting from the Michelob Ultra Studios. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Elvin Vaughn, the Plowhawk, and Action Jackson with you. Iggy is off today. And
Is he?
we'll be
I
back
saw him
Monday.
downstairs smoking.
Oh, is he off?
No, he was down in the garage smoking. He has become bigger than the starting time of
Like,
the show.
it's 7:08. Like, it's not even like cutting it. Like, it's not like we started at exactly 7 and threw him off. I mean, this is the start time, right?
I saw
Game
him.
time's on time. That's my credo.
I see his gear right here, too.
Oh, I do see his heaters over there.
Yeah.
Salem Menthol.
Right. So he was
Old
here.
money.
I guess now he's looking to show up fashionably late.
It's a brand.
Because if you show up late, then everyone says, "Oh, good, he's finally here." Then it becomes about him.
I love the camera. Just the empty chair with the stand there.
We go into the YouTube and see what's doing.
It's really
Well, they're running a lot of ads on our YouTube channel. You can watch youtube.com/TMASTL. I think I look naughty. I don't know. Yeah, I do. I just saw it.
Naughty and a little curious.
Yeah, well, very curious.
Unzip that core zip a little more.
Oh, yeah.
You mean the 3/4
See my
zip?
effing cleavage. See my effing boy cleavage. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, my God. Now I'm getting a lot of private requests.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're showing a lot of neck.
Yeah. Looked like I'm starting to caress myself on cam.
Okay.
Yep. Well, either way, we're proud of the work we do here, and we invite you to give your comments. 95% to 99% supportive. 314-881-TMA5. That's the Engineer Design Facilities text inbox. We've seen an uptick in callers here lately. Steve Schmidt, Kia, North County phone line 636-9004-TMA. Plowhawk, I just heard you exhale. Like,
Well, you
yeah,
are
it's been
correct.
tough.
Now,
It's
in
been
terms
tough.
of
Ken Strode
quality-
is not off today. He is here, and he just walked in. Doug, he got what he
Okay.
wanted. We addressed it.
What's it been, a week of Mr. Fix?
Mr. Fix, yeah. Stock not necessarily being bought up. There has been some Mr. Licks uptick. Who else was a Buzz? Doug, we have
Buzz
a
has been around. Yeah.
And then all the ladies.
But remember, Orson Woods Wacko, his approval rating was 95% until...
Oh, yeah.
What did he talk about? He started talking about his financial status, and that's when it kind of
It always goes over well.
teetered.
Yeah. Well, he's a wealthy gentleman, and he wants us to know it.
He's a good guy. Love that guy.
Yeah. How would you like it if everyone you came across during the day told you exactly how much money they had?
Well, just don't go to Napoli.
Yeah.
That would be a pretty depressing times in QT.
I think it probably would.
Before you pay for something, you got to say
Yeah.
your net worth out loud in the microphone.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot less people going to QT.
Right?
Yeah. Or if you had to wear it as a sign around your back, this is what you would.
I had a work buddy who would pull Iggy's and just show up whenever he felt like it. He was fired, but you do you, baby. That's from the Hunchback of Von Castle. Ken, good morning. Hello again, everybody.
What up? Morning. I forgot something in my car, so I was on my way up here, and then I had to go to my car, which is
What'd you forget?
on the outside My wallet.
Like I might 3-bet that. I've got 8-6 suited. It's got a little post.
No, I took I brought my checkbook with me.
Well, we all do.
Well, I got to get cigarettes, and the mobile station still takes my check. So
that's why we all carry our checkbooks.
Pay with a check for Salem's.
You're writing checks at a mobile station. What is this, 1954?
Well, they take my check. So, and I had it.
Sexy.
I pulled it out of my pocket, but I also pulled my wallet out of my pocket.
Oh, sure you did.
And put it on the seat when I grabbed my checkbook to put in the glove compartment, and then I forgot my wallet out there. So I wanted to make sure that's where it was. I just leave it there.
Well, sure.
I wanted to check, so I had to go. I was on the second floor because it's a little warmer downstairs, covered. But I parked in the outside parking, so I had to go back up to the other floor and go outside.
Look, there it is.
Okay.
So I apologize if you want me to get fired. Go ahead, bitch about it. I don't.
Oh man.
Just take a couple posts on the fan page.
Yeah, somebody posted on the fan page.
Doug, there it is.
Tim,
the title of the show.
Tim.
Someone posted on the fan page.
Well, it's just people seem to care about what I do. Tim, on a scale of 1 to 10, how annoyed are you at Iggy's phone going off every day? And I replied, on a scale of 1 to 10, how annoyed are you?
And what was the answer?
He said 1. Well, why are you asking Tim if he's annoyed?
It's one of the cuts of the week.
God,
it's content for me, at least. I look at it, it's just glorious drops.
At the end of the year, I think we should make a supercut of all the times Iggy's phone goes off.
It'd be a tough task.
And I left my. When I got my wallet, I was going to grab the smoke break sign that we had yesterday and put it in my chair, and I left it out there too.
That was a great sign.
Forgot that also.
Tim, it sounds like a lie. Kind of hoping it is, actually, because paying for cancer sticks with a check is among the most depressing things I've heard this week. That's from show ombudsman and Colts beat writer Brian Henshin.
Well, if you smoked, you'd probably use a credit card. I don't. I try not to use my credit card unless I'm on Amazon or something.
Well, if you're going to write a check, you could use your debit card. It's really the same
I don't have
thing.
a debit card.
Your bank doesn't give you a debit card?
Well, they gave it to me. I just never activated it.
Is that real?
Yeah.
It's probably activated as soon as they gave it to you.
No, you have to activate it yourself.
Guys, I was up early reviewing the Lemmings Open pre-party video on TMA STL YouTube. And notably, every single person who stood at the dais in front of your table engulfed the camera view with their enormous bags. Thanks. That's from Herb's Hog. It's Jackson's buddy Herb, whose stock skyrocketed last week by winning the chicken wing eating
It was
contest.
a little walrus get-together. What do you expect?
It was like, I think at one point, it was at the very beginning, Biff stood in front for like 5 minutes. And somebody had a screenshot
I
of the
think
fan
Dodie
page.
had
It was
to move him out of there.
hilarious.
He did, yeah. It was just his ass for like 5 minutes.
He stood right in front of the camera.
Well, they put the camera right in the middle of the VIP section. And people are mingling, and they don't even see it.
And then at the course the next day, that pillar looked like that two-shot, the two-screen.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Like, I was in one location, Doug was another. On the West Coast today, Tim McKern. On the East Coast, Doug Vaughn.
Tim and I were in Tokyo.
That's correct. Okay, you just brought up your phone. Turn the damn thing off now. There's no excuse for it to go off today. No one cares if some loser texts you from the 618. No one finds it funny. Just stop with the cries for attention. Mr. Licks has gotten active in the text inbox early, Doug.
Yeah, I don't get enough attention on the show, so I need to let my phone go off to get the attention. God, you people.
Now, how that will happen, we haven't yet worked out, but I do believe in
It's
it.
only like 7:10. And yes, the phone is off. When I came upstairs, I turned the phone off.
All right.
Where is Wet Pink? I just forget. Sometimes I just forget. It's not the first thing on my mind. If I'm playing Golf Rival or something, and I don't just think, I better turn the phone off. No, I just forget. I'm old. I forget a lot of things.
Well, it happens.
What age does that start to happen?
For me, it was like 10 years ago.
Is that right? So about 55? 55.
Yeah, I'd
How you
say
living?
mid-50s.
Is that right?
Start to forget things.
It's weird. I can remember things when I was like 4.
That's how the brain works.
And I can't remember, like, what I had for dinner 2 nights ago.
I've always thought the brain is like a computer. It's got so much memory in there, and when you fill it all up, as you do when you're younger, you fill it all up. To take something else in, something else has got to go.
No, I still can't remember. Tim was doing a sound story. I was in here. 98 years old. Remember his wet nurse's full name.
Yeah, that was nuts.
That to me,
that guy born in like the 20s, and he was, that was.
It blew me away.
I didn't sound like I said, do you remember the name of your wet nurse? He just,
Yeah,
Oh,
weaved
yeah.
it on.
I remember names of people in my first grade class and can't remember some names of people I work with, neighbors and things. That's just how it works.
I forget names. I was talking to Courtney yesterday.
Doug Courtney Landrum works at 106.5.
Good. Tito Landrum.
Great people. Tito Landrum, 1985, Game 3 of the World Series. Did he hit a home run?
I think
Filling in
so.
for Vince Coleman. Cardinals have Vince Coleman. They win the World Series by even more than they did.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Well, I got to pull up the text because she texted me afterwards. I was talking to one of the Convy boys out there. And,
You didn't know which one?
Bert Convy?
Bert Convy.
And I said, can you get Nikki to sign like a poster from F-Boy Island or something for my Gobble Bowl? And he said, yeah, I'll ask him. I thought I was talking to Tim, but it was actually, or I thought I was talking to Chris. It was actually Tim. And then she texts me and says, he said he'll take care of it, get something from Nikki. I said, thank you, tell Tim thank you for me. She goes, it's Chris. I go, F me. I'm terrible with names.
What's happening with this story?
I got both their names wrong, and then after they corrected me, I still got it wrong.
Okay.
Doug, to set the record straight for you and everyone listening, Tim Convy and Chris Convy are on the Courtney radio program.
Sons of Bert Convy.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know the ancestry. Then Chris Convy, who works on the program, is, I believe, in a relationship with Nikki Glazer. I don't know if that's still the case.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. Tim is his brother. Iggy yesterday asked Tim if Nikki would sign something for Gobble Bowl, thinking that he was talking to Chris.
Oh, I got the wrong Convy.
Right.
All right.
And then after it was corrected, I still told Courtney, thank Tim, thank you. Or tell Tim, thank you. That's Chris. Oh, God almighty. It's just the weirdest things. You know how long it's been since I lived in Brentwood, in my house in Brentwood?
Doug, you were about to ask about Brentwood.
No.
45,
1960s.
50 years, something like that. 781-7039. That's my phone. That was the
I
phone
remember,
number.
yeah, my phone number, sure.
And 781 was Sterling.
Oh, I was Yorktown 6,
Yeah.
4189.
I remember
Up at a
that.
landing strip.
Remember that? I can't remember names of salespeople.
That's just how the brain works.
Guys, at 55, you do start to lose some memory, and then at 65, some people start to think chickens comprehend supply and demand. Thank you. That's from Jonathan Titsworthy.
Well, that's not being old. That's just being dumb.
Well,
But I thought it made sense. Chickens don't know about the economy and inflation.
no, they do not.
Well, neither does aluminum foil, but that bish costs like $9. I don't get aluminum foil. The price of that is absolutely astronomical. There are certain things that just never go down in price, and I know
Which
it
is
lasts
almost
you like
everything.
8 months, but come on, $9 for a little roll of aluminum foil?
And you can still get a ramen noodle for like 20 cents.
Oh, that's never changing. That's pretty much like wallpaper, though.
Why do you need all this
Or
aluminum
like
foil?
drywall.
Why do you need all this aluminum foil?
I'm just saying, in general, it's always, every time we go shopping, it's always eye-popping to see the price of... Because if you get the mega roll, bro, you're going to have to put that on layaway almost. It's like $20.
What, are you putting that over your windows or something?
Come on, I'm not...
No, you can get
Not in a hovel.
You can get the non-name brand. I got a 75 square foot roll for $4.99 at Schnucks the other day.
Nice.
I'm lucky.
Why are you guys buying all this aluminum foil?
Foilies.
I'm covering
Or a crack house.
I'm covering floodlights over my patio. They're trying to flood me out.
Okay. I couldn't have told you the price of aluminum foil. I don't know the last time I went into a store and bought it. Been a while. I guess I'm behind the times.
This is the dumbest story ever. Make him stop now. Thank you. That's from Harrison's brother Master.
Which one?
He does this every day. Every day, period. And you cowards let him get away with it. Cut his mic. That's from Sister Catherine Patricia.
Damn, she's good with text.
Well, if you people wouldn't call in or text in right off this bat and talk to me about my phone or Iggy's late or blah, 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 you bring me up in the topic, then when I shut him up.
Yeah, this is on the listener.
I'll blame it on the listener, yeah.
Warson Woods Wacko is also active, so that means him and Mr. Elix will probably be doing battle today. Doug, imagine all the wonderful memories you have permanently embedded in your brain, especially the TMA years. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko.
Those are some that just kind of fade into nothingness. That I don't recall a lot of it.
We forgot to celebrate your 15th anniversary on the show. I know you wanted to do something for it.
My 15 years?
Yeah. And you were kind of hinting to the sales staff that you would like to see.
I thought it had been
celebration.
longer. I thought it was 2007 that it started.
Yeah, and that's the math.
Come on, Doug. This is math.
Yeah.
I went in.
I was thinking it had been like 17 years.
It feels
I
like...
told you forget things such as math when you get older.
Guys, inflation's hit the Sibian market hard, too, and that's why there's a larger demand for the refurbished ones to keep costs low. Go Dogs. That's from Al in Dadeville. He's bullish on the Bulldogs tomorrow night. Plowhawk, after seeing those uniforms, has to be thinking there is going to be a monster upset in Columbia, Missouri, and Jackson will be there covering it for us.
The only possible upset I could see is them covering. Right? Isn't that like...
That would be an upset.
Yeah, right? Like, and that's not trying to be mean, but I think if you can get within 4 scores, and God, I can't believe
7
I'm
years
saying
ago.
that. But yeah, Illinois would get beat by 40 or 50. I mean, most teams would that are out of the top 25.
Most teams have.
Yeah, I just... It's a team that's just now hungry after that close win last week. So I just have a bad feeling. So if they can cover, that's an upset. I'd be completely...
Fight, Tiger.
content with that.
Doug,
Uniforms are sharp.
black
They are sharp.
jerseys, black pant, black helmet with the oval Power Tiger.
I don't care for it.
Is that the
It's
one?
supposed to be black and gold.
Is that the
Black
one with
and
the
yellow, black
hockey
and yellow.
stick up the butt? What
No,
one is
no,
that?
They retired those.
Oh, did
white
they?
ones, all white.
Yeah, it helped with recruiting.
Those are so funny.
Hockey stick coming out of the Tiger's ass.
Look how big that SEC logo is.
Fight, Tiger. Go. Fight. Win. Tiger.
You think
Doug,
they have
75,000 will be on hand tomorrow.
Pretty cool.
Really?
No, can't fit that.
No.
I put them
60 probably, though.
I wonder if they have an
can't fit
enormous
that.
SEC logo just to kind of brown nose the SEC, as if to say, please don't throw us out of the SEC.
Look, we love you guys.
Relegate?
We're going to make your logo bigger than
Yeah.
ours.
You can now get a Drury in at 3:30. So with fees, it's 373.
Who needs a hotel?
Doug, there it is.
People going up there who don't want to turn around and drive home at 1 in the morning.
Sleep in your car. If you're getting 6 or 7 hours of sleep at a hotel, just sleep in your car. If it's a 2-day fiasco or the whole weekend, understandable. You need your
Where do you
shower,
go to make sure
essentials.
you're safe sleeping in your car? Where would you park?
What do you mean? It's
In the Drury lot?
Columbia, not the north side of Chicago. I mean, you can find yourself a nice park. You can park in the Drury. Yeah, Iggy, great. Park in the Drury parking lot.
Stuff still happens.
You'd be okay.
Yeah, well, have fun paying that
chances are,
$330.
chances
Have
are
fun
you-
with it, Jackson.
Chances
I'm
are
not
you'd be
sleeping
okay in
outside.
St. Louis too, but it'd still be a bit of a risk
You still
sleeping in a
got
car.
You still got a room in the frat house?
No, one of my best friends lives up there now. He has a place, so I'm staying with
Gareth.
him. No, not Gareth. My buddy
Herb.
Big Mark.
Dude, Doug, you take all the seats out of the van. You can fit my air mattress in there. That's a hotel right there.
Yeah.
That is glorious.
I could see maybe if you had a big van where
It's
maybe where
so
people couldn't
comfy.
look in and see you.
Yeah, that's the move. We did that at several rest stops during our long journey.
I only put them in one of my teasers, my 10-point teasers. I should have put them in all 6. Because I got a minus 18 and a half.
We're
Georgia.
talking now about
Georgia. Well, Plowsy talked
Mizzou?
about covering, and I teased him down to 18 and a half, but I only put him in one teaser. I should have put him in all 6 like I did the Green Bay game.
Oh, the 18.5 is an absolute lockety lock it in 1,000,000% lock.
You guys are going to be stunned when Brady Cook leads the Tigers to one of the biggest upsets in the history of college football.
Yeah. Yep. You stunned, all right?
I would be. I would be shocked.
Georgia will quit the program.
I'm tired of sitting here listening to you guys diss Toski Dove.
Nice.
For real.
Why don't you think he can catch 3-4 TD passes?
Martez Manuel can't get a pick.
Yeah. You think Freeze isn't going to hit? You think Albert's not going to hit? It's the 4th week of the season. Or is it the 5th?
Well, it's almost over.
Well, they're 2 and 2. What's the 5th?
Right.
They'll start to really look good against New Mexico State, though.
Yeah.
That's when they're turning it around.
I don't think the Aggies are going to want anything to do with what we're bringing.
Nice. Good for you. Bye week next week, then the Commodores of Vanderbilt come to town.
Oh, my.
No,
that
excuse me,
homecoming?
Florida, then bye week.
Yeah. And then Vandy is homecoming, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I assume they're still going to play at Florida.
Yeah, they're playing in Tampa this weekend. The Bucks are playing the Chiefs in Tampa.
Well, Tampa may not have gotten hit as hard as Gainesville.
I think Gainesville would have gotten
Gainesville's further east.
It's a little northeast.
I think
I don't know
Gainesville's fine.
how bad they got it.
Fort Myers
Orlando
Beach is destroyed.
Orlando got drilled.
Yeah, my brother-in-law was texting with me. He said they didn't get hit so bad. A little bit of water and a few,
Orlando?
Well, where they were in Orlando, he said they got lucky. There's really not a lot of damage, and everybody's safe.
Oh, that's good.
The Mizzou-Vandy game is the new Mizzou-Auburn game right now in terms of, it could be a win or a loss. That's kind of how you felt with going into the Auburn game.
Yeah.
And that's basically the difference between 3 or 4 wins. Realistically, you're probably not going to beat Florida or Arkansas and South Carolina, maybe. But that Vandy club is not like Vandy clubs we've seen in the past.
It's a feisty group of Commodores.
They hung on with Alabama. I think they got 3 points.
Well, it's Alabama. Again, this is Georgia. I mean, you're going to lose by 40 to those teams.
Yeah.
They're light years ahead. But I think Vandy might give them a play.
How's your trip? Has your son checked on his house yet?
No, his landlord told
Did we cover that? Right? Did we cover it?
I think so.
Again,
I think he was out.
His landlord told him.
Listener cycle on, cycle off.
There wasn't
Host
a lot of
cycle
damage.
on.
I don't remember
cycle off.
asking it. Was that yesterday?
It was about 10 minutes ago.
Well, I wasn't in here probably for that.
Oh,
That's true.
All right, don't answer it. I don't care.
well.
I really don't care. I just want to see how you.
Wow, he doesn't care about Greg
Damn.
Vaughn.
Well, I do.
Who is
but-
a wonderful ball
I
striker.
do.
Bomber.
But nobody else wanted to. So I guess he's safe and the house is fine, or else you wouldn't have just said we already talked about it.
But he's not back there yet. He's renting a house now. And the landlord said the house wasn't badly damaged.
Good.
Somehow. It avoided that.
So your trip's still on?
We haven't decided yet.
Did you ask that? Anybody ask that?
Here we go.
Yeah. Sorry.
Doug's 6th vacation
Maybe I
this
should.
year.
Yeah, maybe I should cut off my mic. I'll go hang out in KC.
Well, we're trying to figure out next week who will be on the program, because Doug, you would be out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And Michael Wellington is on standby.
Love it.
Yeah, Welly.
Maybe Lauren will come in for a day.
Well, Wellington's going to come in.
I mean, she's filled on our morning shows before.
And
But
Raven
Wellington
would be
wants to
on
come in.
Well, he's on standby for every day?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay, that's fine.
Because she has her own show she has to do.
We talk about that too when I was out?
I think we.
I'll write you a list every time you come.
Yeah, okay. When I'm
back
late,
and forth.
When I'm late, just throw me a list of what we've talked
I
about.
got you.
already. Okay.
This is why we should do show prep meetings. Iggy would have known that we would have hit the Doug Greg Vaughn
Well, I
story
would
at
have
7:08.
I would have missed the show prep meeting too.
Okay, well, we've about covered
All
it.
right,
I guess
we're
we could go over it
famous
again.
We're killing it today.
Yeah,
Cardinals win last night.
Off.
they didn't
Okay.
play.
Blues won.
4-0.
I didn't think it was 4-0.
Was it not?
Doug, I'm pretty sure it wasn't, but now Jackson.
Oh, if it is, I'm cutting this audio for
Did
101.
the Cardinals play? They played?
They were
No.
off. We just covered
Oh, they
that.
were off.
We need
We're
a
a
list.
sports station. We're supposed to know that.
Blues won 4-2. I was pretty sure they were trailing.
I didn't count the 2 CBJ goals because they're like Drinkwitz goals.
Oh, yeah. All
They scored in the
flash, no
first
sizzle.
period, not with 6 seconds left in Manhattan, Kansas.
I didn't watch the game.
Oh,
I didn't.
I bet you watched something with the NBA.
No, there was
WNBA.
no action, or else I would. I was watching the Bengals versus the Dolphins.
Bengals.
It was the most aesthetically pleasing football game I've ever seen.
Why?
I have to think, similar to the Colts and Chiefs, that the public was hammered on this game last night.
Oh, my God. They had to have been.
Because it's something I got to tell you, Jackson. You've been tipping me off to these things just by observing the spread, and then once I hear the spread, I'm like, oh God, I already know what's going to happen. Like when the Colts were only getting 5 against the Chiefs this past Sunday, it's like, okay, you got to bet on the Colts because all the degens will bet on the Chiefs. And then the Dolphins were getting at kickoff 4 points. I bet the Bengals and laid 4 points. And I would and I actually had it. I had a gentleman, PGA Pro Dan, texted me during the day, and he said, what is the deal with this spread? How can the Dolphins not cover this, or something along those lines? I said, I don't know. I just know that they won't. I don't know, but I would say there is a good chance that they won't, because when the spreads are so strange in the NFL, somehow it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Now it's not absolute, but it is. God, I say 75%, and I feel like it's more than that. Now, occasionally you'll get a clearly square play that hits, but in the NFL, so I would imagine most people who aren't, winning gamblers, bet on, not everybody, bet on the Dolphins, the undefeated Dolphins, getting 4 points against the 1-2 Bengals.
My guess on why that number was the way that it was that Tua was still dealing with an injury from 4 days ago. And Jalen Waddle was questionable. Both wound up playing. Obviously, that's one of the more famous Thursday Night Football injuries you will see because of the way his hands were.
Dude.
It was like Stranger Things, wasn't it?
Oh,
Those of you who've watched it?
One of the most uncomfortable things I've ever watched.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Dolphins might get in some sort of.
They're already getting investigated.
This is
protocols, but the
bad.
From what I read, there's an independent neurologist that clears all these players beforehand, so it's not necessarily the Dolphins' medical staff.
Yeah, but you can't.
They do
wipe
the
your
concussion
hands.
protocol on the field, but before a game, after that, the neurologist would do the work.
They
But
say
either
they
way,
care about
someone
player
messed up
safety,
because.
they don't.
How did they mess up to those who missed it?
Well, so against the Bills, he got a rough hit where he got up and then couldn't walk. Like he stumbled really hard, and they had to take him out for a second. He came back in the game against the Bills. He was questionable for this game, but they called it a back injury. It was a back injury.
Yeah.
And then he got hit really hard again last night, and like Tim was saying, his hands were. I think they call that posturing, where your hands and your body starts
Called
flexing up.
fencing.
Yeah, fencing, and his breathing was really labored, and they brought him out on a stretcher, and he went to the hospital.
He was released and traveled back with his
Yes,
team, though. That's the good
correct. Yes, which is good.
Yeah, if you get one concussion right after the next, it can be life-threatening. Because when you get a concussion, your brain is kind of like gelatin, and it's kind of moving around, it's wiggling around in your skull when you get a concussion. And if you get another one, while it's still wiggling around there, it can be fatal. That's why they want you to sit out so long after the first one, even if you're feeling okay.
I saw a stat last night, Tim, on the game that, for people that follow stats, like they're 1-6 against the spread on the road or something like that. This stat said in the first 3 games for the Dolphins, and I don't even know how they measure this, that the defense ran a total of 62,000 miles per hour or something like that, if you add everything together.
What?
Like this guy's running to cover a guy, he's running 14 miles an hour.
I know what
on
you're
play.
talking about.
So they take all these players for the games and
add them up.
Yeah, so a total of 62,000 miles an hour, a total of 48,000. And they said if you add all the plays that Cincinnati runs compared to these other teams, they will run 195 miles per hour Thursday night. And they don't think they can keep up. They'll be tired. It's an amazing stat. I don't know how you do it.
Huh.
Well, they ran 95 plays on Sunday, and then they had a short week, so the Dolphins' defense was gassed, and it was evident because they were missing tackles left and right.
So I just saw this. How do you measure that? You got one guy going with a jugs gun on every player? I don't know how they do it, but that's a weird stat I saw.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like you're kind of wasting your time doing that, too, doesn't it? It's not really meaningful, is it?
Well, Jackson just pointed out that they look gassed, and they said Cincinnati will run almost twice as many plays as any other team they played because of their hurry up, and they run so many plays that they figured the defense would get gassed, and they were leading at halftime and lost.
It just seems like you would know that before you added things up to get to 195,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, like I said, I don't understand why they're doing it.
What in the hell does this have to do with Tua? I swear this guy does his own show in his head. That's from the old Appleton stepdad.
Well, I think we covered
He's on
that.
a rocking chair in Appleton
What else do you
drinking
wanna
Country
cover?
Time lemonade.
We talked about the game at first, about Tim and those Sharps playing. We can't believe that line. So we're talking about the line first.
Yes, we were.
Then we covered Tua. He got hit. He went to the hospital. He was fine. He got on the plane. He's back. Anything else you want to cover? What did he eat on the plane? Do we know?
I don't know.
You could
Did
probably
he have a
cover-
snack?
We don't have that information.
Is he going to play in 10 days? Obviously, they're off this week, and I just, if I'm Tua, man, I'm really thinking long term here.
Well, the Dolphins should too. Yeah.
Oh, dude, these NFL teams don't care. They're looking to just throw those players in, man. They don't care about player safety. There could be thousands of brains that they discover after people die and kill themselves, have CTE, and they can just get the best high-priced lawyers, come up with a blanket statement from the best PR firms, and just keep moving on and making billions.
A lot of those former players
too
have
big
got
to
it.
fail, and they can do this sort of thing every week, and it doesn't matter because next week we'll completely forget about this.
They lost the lawsuit, right, against the Players Union, where a lot of the former players have that CTE, is that what they call it?
Yeah.
And they were getting payments. Some of the retired players started getting paid if they can prove that, they
Would you rather have a league prevent, concussions so you don't have to get CTE payments and then die at like 58?
How do you do that in a game like football? How do you prevent a concussion?
No, I get that. It's just I think the concussion protocol is kind of a joke. I mean, you could clearly tell he was concussed on Sunday. He could barely walk. That's not somebody who just got, winded or the wind knocked out of him. That dude who clearly has a brain and head injury, and they can just bring in a doctor there, look at your pupils, and go, all right, go back in. You good. And then in 5 days, you're going back in again. Like, it's just a joke. They don't care at all about any of that.
Was Conrad Dobler one of those players who was getting paid? I know he had so many surgeries, but I don't know if any of that was CTE related.
Well, like the last 4 NFL players who committed suicide, all of them, all their families have sent their brains in, and all of them had CTE. Yeah. There's no coincidence there. I mean,
I just don't know how you prevent it in a game like football. As a player, you know that potential is there. Nobody makes them play. And as a league, I think they've tried to improve the helmets, and they've tried to improve the medical aspect of it. But I don't know how you avoid it. If you're going to have guys who weigh 300 pounds running as fast as they do, slamming each other against each other 40 or 50 times a game, how in the world do you prevent it?
No helmets. We've talked about this.
Like in rugby?
Just a no-helmet league, man. Everything is so much better with that. And I know that sounds more dangerous, but it isn't. When you put a helmet on, it's like get into a bulletproof tank. You feel untouchable, invincible. You're ready to run over anything. And that's how these neck injuries, head injuries, people going full speed trying to tackle you as hard as you can, all of that would change if you don't have a helmet on your head. I mean, everything changes with that. Sorry, but that's how you fix it. They'll never do it.
When they first started playing football, it was college football, and they didn't wear helmets. And so many people were getting maimed and killed that the NCAA was formed to help prevent that. And then they started to wear the leather helmets, and now the helmets have progressed all the way where they are now.
Well, maybe go back to the leather then and protect your noggin a little bit. But
I've heard people say if you take the face mask off, that will help.
100%.
You still need the hard shell over your head, but people won't, be so fearless and charging face first with the helmet.
You're welcome to give your thoughts. 314-881-TMA5, Engineer Design Facilities text inbox. You're also welcome to call in to the Steve Schmidt Kia of North County phone line 636-9004 TMA, and you can email in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day. The morning after at InsideSTL.com, final day of the month of September. If anybody other than Gunter wins today, Doug, Kevin Miller is your September email of the month champion.
Didn't he win it last month?
I don't think so. I thought at the end somebody else got it.
I thought he finally got a win last month too. Maybe not.
No, I don't think so.
No, so this is his time. Lisa Ann's going to be with us at 9 o'clock, and the Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour. Drops of the week coming up in our appliance discounters 8 o'clock hour. And, of course, we will have your texts, your calls, your emails throughout the course of this radio presentation. We're in our Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. We were out there yesterday, Doug, for the Plowhawks run.
Oh, yeah.
And Hubbard is putting together, Jake and Joey are putting together the video, and they will be turning that around ASAP. Drones, vehicles, Munganest, St. Louis Acura. Understandably, the public is curious as to what transpired. You will get to see it. Jackson, do you have any idea when that video is going to be done?
I don't know the exact date, but they turn things around really quickly,
Yeah, they do.
so it would be in the coming days for sure.
I was hitting balls at Family Golf last night, Doug. Really kind of, you notice how lower my flight,
I wasn't there.
like piercing now, just trying to flight the golf ball.
Yeah, please do. Get ready for the Nagel match, please.
Yes.
We're going to need you.
And a gentleman was on the range, and he said, "Hey, did Plowsy do it?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, you obviously listen to the show, so you know not to talk to me."
Did they escort him away from the driving range?
I passive-aggressively walked away, called the Family Golf offices, and said, "There's a problem out here."
Right.
Get the sheriffs.
And then the sheriffs, that's correct. The sheriffs escorted him off.
And
the
a couple
premises.
guys, big guys, came and each grabbed one arm, and his feet were kicking as they carried him
guys
away.
with red hair and beards and brogues.
Do you not know what
Moved
this?
him.
velvet rope means around my area, buddy?
This is a little, I don't understand. No, it was the first question that the gentleman asked me. Wanted to know how the Plowhawk did. Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. I have been getting my cars repaired there because somebody in our home backed into somebody's car, and we've had to get it repaired, and we've gotten both of them repaired there at Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota. It is the best. Saw Clayton Patterson yesterday. He was out there driving the pace car. It's Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota, online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. Doug Ryan Kelly is our title sponsor, and I've got him online at thehomeloanexpert.com.
That's where he is. Mortgage rates continue to go up and down, even swinging over a quarter point. Rates are lower, though, at the Home Loan Expert. The Home Loan Expert has lock and shop programs that can lock you in at any time. The Home Loan Expert can protect that rate for up to a year. A simple refi can lower those monthly payments if rates drop in the future. Credit card debt is at an all-time high in the U.S., expected to top $1 trillion by the end of the year. Don't let the big banks and the greedy credit card companies stop you from getting a simple cash-out refi with the Home Loan Expert. Pay off those credit cards, be able to miss a few months of mortgage payments as well. Your home equity is at an all-time high, so don't wait. The home equity line of credit is an easy way to flaunt your equity without touching your current mortgage. The Home Loan Expert can answer your questions about the home buying process and help you get pre-approved. The days of those multiple offers are behind us because it officially is now a buyer's market. Lower sale prices can make up for this year's higher interest rates. A refi with the Home Loan Expert can lower those monthly payments with rates come back down. It's home of the 10-day closing guarantee. Set yourself on the path to financial freedom. Remember, marry the house, date the rape. Date the rate, not the rape. Date the rate. Let me try that. Marry the house, date the rate. At thehomeloanexpert.com. Thank you, Ryan Kelly. Thank you so much, Sir Mortgage.
Title sponsor of this award-winning radio presentation. Hey, Friday, and that means Friday night is pizza night, and this through Sunday is going on at J.J. Twiggs, Southampton. Doug, it's not J.J. Twiggs wherever.
Anywhere else, no. It's just
Southampton.
One of them.
The TMA special. It's bacon, pepperoni, sausage, and onion.
Okay.
$10 for a thin crust pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Get as many as you want.
Really?
Yeah, sure. $12 for a TMA special double decker. So if you want to feed the family tonight, what do you want to do? Get 2 pizzas? Is that going to get it done?
10 or
10
so.
pizzas is going to feed the family.
Dude, the double decker is like 2 meals for a couple.
I'm telling you.
3 for a solo for sure. It's a whole day.
It's so good.
It's
J.J.
fatty.
Twiggs, Southampton. Friday night is pizza night. The TMA special. $10 for thin crust 12-inch pizza. $12 for 12-inch double decker TMA special. And that pizza is bacon, pepperoni, sausage, and onion. TMA special. J.J. Twiggs, Southampton. We're still celebrating the Cardinals winning the National League Central. 20% off everything at TMASTLshop.com for the Cardinals clinching. TMASTLshop.com. 20% off everything. Check out the hats, the hoodies, the T-shirts, and now this Peter rep. He is relentless.
Is he?
I think he's just going to start acquiring property in Huntley with the money he's making by making T-shirt designs for TMASTLshop.com. He has created a Trick or Treat Bitches T-shirt.
Oh,
I want that.
You want that one?
That is sick.
That's my favorite drop.
It's and how's the?
He's got your face on it, Iggy. Have you seen this?
No, I just know that. I love that drop.
Wait, his face is on it.
Why wouldn't my face be on it? You're the one that said it.
Let's see. Here, take a look.
Well, I guess I'm a goblin.
maybe you
No,
think she
take
can
a look
haunt
at
the
it.
house.
The pumpkin.
Oh, is that Iggy's?
God. I guess.
Trick or treat, bitches.
I like the color, though, the black and orange.
That'll be nice for kids to wear.
Trick or treat, bitches.
Sure, yeah. Be great.
Yeah, maybe Jameson can wear that. I'm going to dress up like Iggy.
It makes you kind of look like Rafiki in The Lion King.
Never seen it.
You never saw The Lion King?
All right.
No, I'm not 6.
Well, you don't have to.
Doug,
It's great.
Doug, did you see it when you were?
No.
Lion King is awesome.
I was an adult. It's really great.
No, missed it.
Zachary Taylor, not the kid from Home Improvement, but actually the kid from Home Improvement, plays Simba.
Is that who that was?
Mm-hmm.
Ted Simmons?
Not
Ted Simmons.
It's not the Ted Simmons story. It's
That
about
would be
Simba,
funny.
the lion.
Not familiar with it.
There was
Sorry.
litigation from the Simmons family.
It was one of those movies where you felt you had to take your kids because it was the latest Disney release. And then when the adults were there, they go, wow, that is really good, whether it's animated or not.
It's emotional.
That's fine, but I have no kids, so I wouldn't have gone to see it.
But a lot of people do now. A lot of adults can watch that without being seen as creepy.
I've got other things to watch.
Like what?
Just finished Game of Thrones.
Oh, brother. Yeah. Well, this is better than Game of Thrones.
What about season 8? Can I ask? Ruined it for you, Tim? The final season. What ruined? What? At what point did you say this sucks?
Honestly, I don't really remember much about it.
I rewatched it and I said, other than the ending, wasn't bad.
It was the last 2 episodes for me.
I remember sitting down with my wife for either the second or third to last. I don't remember which one it was. I mean, at this point, what is it going to be 3 years in April?
Yeah. I think so.
And, like, this is one of the most anticipated nights in television in American history, as weird as that might sound. I'm sure MASH back in whatever year that was, 81. The Who Shot JR thing in the 80s, it was a huge deal, and that's when there wasn't cable, so everybody was familiar with it. Probably some Monday Night Football things, some Olympics things, I would guess, Super Bowls. But as far as a show going on in the 21st century, this was one of the most anticipated. And I remember being done with it and going, oh, my God. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I wasn't paying attention or something like that, but I thought that was awful. I think it was the episode where you couldn't see some things. And just all hell was breaking loose.
That was against the White Walkers.
And I think, Iggy, what if I'm going back 3 years, it's like, oh, crap, we're running out of time, and we've just got to tie up all these loose ends after there was a certain pace to the show that was so detailed that if you didn't enjoy it, it was painful. Like, Doug, I think we've talked about it. I tried to start Game of Thrones 3 or 4 times. Me and my wife tried to start it 3 or 4 times. Like, God, it's just people walking around in the woods. I can't get into it. And finally, when you got into it, couldn't get enough of it. But part of the attraction of the show was the detail and the story and the nuance. And then it's like, oh, we only got 3 episodes left, so we're just going to tie everything up real quickly. And
yeah, I think you're exactly right.
That's what it was. But I thought you just said you didn't think it was that bad.
But the last 2 episodes, they try to tie up 9 different things in 2 episodes, where some episodes, they had so many things going on, you wouldn't see a character for 3 episodes because they had 9 other things to get to.
The storyline at the beginning, and what was great about the White Walkers was if they touched you, you turned into a White Walker. And at the end of it, you could have 18 White Walker piled on you, giving you a hickey, and all of a sudden you're not becoming a White Walker. Arya got touched right before she stabbed the White Walker, the White Knight. And she should have immediately turned into a White Walker. She didn't.
Are you sure that
100%? She's not a Targaryen,
you have to be
bro.
Dead. You have to be dead.
No.
That scene was the one that wasn't the one. It was one of. I recall there is a Doug. You know the literary device called Deus Ex Machina. Do you know that?
I don't believe I do. No.
That means God out of a machine. Latin. I took 4 years of it at St. Louis University High School, and it's paying huge dividends.
I bet it is. Yeah.
Oh. And it's a term for when a book or a movie, I guess in this case a television show, doesn't really have a solution for the good to win, and so something kind of appears out of nowhere with no sign of it happening, got out of the machine, and that's what I recall with Arya killing.
In recent years, it's become the evil twin solution.
The evil twin.
Yeah, where you think, we know this guy did it. He had to do all the evidence, and then right at the end, no, he had a twin that looked just like him, but he actually did it.
Twin.
The old evil twin.
I think the Starbucks cup thing gets so overblown, but I think that's a great depiction of how lazy the last season was in general.
No,
and I get it. I didn't think it was a big deal, but the fact that they had a Starbucks cup and won a pretty important scene just shows, like, we're ready to wrap this ass up and get on with the next project. Yeah. And that just sums up how terrible season 8 was. You can argue that there were some good parts. I couldn't have been more disappointed. It took me a year or over a year and a half to rewatch.
It's why I'm not watching whatever the new thing's called.
House of the Dragon.
Dragon and Shrubs.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a way better title. Probably a way better product.
They do just the opposite of Game of Thrones.
They do.
Each episode is like 15 years later.
You're blue-balled like every episode, but you can feel the build-up. So me and Iggy are on different sides. But yeah, I get it. You don't want to be disappointed again.
The finale of Facts of Life also had a huge audience.
Yeah.
And the payoff of Mrs. Garrett finally doing Full Frontal was well worth it.
I don't think it happened.
Doug, Charlotte Ray did Full Frontal on network television?
Apparently she did. It was a groundbreaking moment.
You probably got it.
Girls.
I think
Mindy Coon.
I wouldn't have wanted to see them topless, either one of them.
Yeah, maybe in your younger days.
Mindy Cohn,
Are they still alive?
I think
probably.
most of them. I think Toady Fields is.
Wonder if any of them got an OnlyFans then.
Kim Fields.
Toady Fields.
I don't know.
Justin
don't
Fields. It's a
know.
Fields.
Justin Fields, Doug, of course, quarterbacking the Chicago Bears.
Struggling.
I would say quarterbacking in quotation marks when you get 70 yards one game and then 100 the next game.
Look at this. I just got a text saying big St. Louis news, but I was pretty sure this was out there. Am I
What?
wrong? Rick Hummel, who is in his 50th season writing about the team and 51st year at the Post-Dispatch, plans to step down from full-time duties at the paper this offseason.
Okay.
You didn't know that? Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
no.
I'd heard that.
I read the article this morning, and it talked about how they've had celebrations for him in the press boxes.
No offense to
Media
Rick Hummel,
views.
but I thought he was retired a couple years ago. Oh, my bad.
No, Derek Gould took over. Joe Strauss actually took over the lead beat like 2 decades ago. Then Derek Gould took over when Strauss became a columnist. And Rick has been known, as the paper says this morning, as the lead ball writer. But,
The lead of ball writer?
The lead ball writer. You like that?
Not really.
I had a feeling you wouldn't. When I read it, I thought you won't like that.
Lead ball writer.
Come on. Man, come on.
So, yeah, they've been having celebrations for him throughout Major League Baseball when he goes to press boxes.
Could be a nice
So maybe
guy.
I'm off the mark, and it was just a top secret in the press boxes, and it was finally revealed today. But I thought it was public knowledge that he was retiring.
Love the commission.
Just takes a while for that to get out.
Yeah, he's so nice.
Have you ever read his Twitter account? It's all Matt Cain tweets.
Yeah.
There's he's tweeted 6 times. It's all about Matt Cain.
Why?
And it's,
It's great.
He's
You should go
into
look. It's
at the
awesome.
beginning.
It's super funny. Brian Hoffman always comments about that.
Lisa Welchel is almost 60 and a bit of a smoke show. Thanks. That's from friends of Bert Convey.
And didn't she have a St. Louis connection somehow?
I think she lived in Glendale or Des Peres for a period of time.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so.
Well, probably Missouri Sports Hall of Fame she'll get into.
Now, why would she get into the
Well, she
Missouri
paid
Sports
the-
Hall of Fame?
$200 a seat. Yeah. Everybody can.
Why would Lisa Welchel get into the
Doug,
Hall
she
of
played
Fame?
Blair.
Yeah, I remember.
She was the oldest of the girls in the house, correct? Blair.
Doug, do you remember the ages?
I don't know.
Girls on Facts of Life.
Man,
She was
if
a
you-
cute
if
one,
you
though,
did,
right?
Yeah, I
that'd
thought
be
she was like
super scary.
she was like the boss of everybody for some reason, even though you had Mrs. Garrett.
I just don't know.
Where's
just didn't watch
Blair?
I think Blair was like the boss lady.
Wasn't this show on in the late 70s?
Well, yeah, some of
Seems
it.
about
Most of
right.
our audience demographic.
So I didn't watch it.
We have a conscientious effort here to steal Cam Wex's audience today.
Well, it's on TV Land.
I don't
How
watch
can we grow the
TV
audience? I don't know. Facts of Life talk at 7:45. Done.
Play to the TV land audience.
I don't know how you could possibly have enough time to watch all the TV shows that we break down in such detail.
I'm looking at the cast. Was George Clooney on Facts of Life?
George Clooney was on Facts of Life briefly. He wasn't a regular like Blair and Joe, and as she's now known, Toady Fields.
Oh,
Doug, who else is on there? Mindy Coon.
yeah.
It says Molly Ringwald.
Was Molly Ringwald on Facts?
I did not watch the show for the 10th time. I don't know. I don't know.
Redhead, right?
Yeah.
Fiery redhead.
You get a lot of guest actors you never heard of before on these shows, and then they turn out to be
Right.
Like
Bigger
celebrity
stars.
guests or like Bob Nightingale?
No, like
he'll never be a celebrity.
you
From
said
the beginning of their
George
career.
Clooney. Nobody knew who George Clooney was.
Butt
He
of
was-
every joke.
He was in a few episodes and then
And then
becomes
his career
big.
launched.
Well, Seinfeld brought some bangers out. Or
Yeah,
had
Bryan
some-
Cranston.
and Bob Odenkirk. And
Yeah.
they have a ton, but like they were
Oden-
just 2-bit actors and actresses before that.
Odenkirk was on Larry Sanders' show, too. He kind of had.
Ooh, I didn't see that.
He
one.
was. He was Larry's agent.
Yeah, that was. They say the creator of Entourage said Bob Odenkirk was the genesis of Ari Gold. He took a lot from Larry.
Oh, is that right?
That's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, you can, and if you watch it again, like you can kind of see a little bit. You can see the roots of it.
That line in Seinfeld they had, though, Elena, was always my dream when I became a doctor to break up with whoever I was dating and date someone hotter or something like that.
Doug,
Just-
wasn't Julie Pikarski the one from St. Louis?
I
Thanks.
didn't
It's
watch it.
Uncle Wally's plastic.
I
Here,
don't
I'll find out.
know.
She was.
What did she play? Was she on Facts of Lee?
Yeah, she was on Facts of Lee.
And who was the? Just to show that it is so long ago, and I
went to
didn't
Barrett.
even know. The guy who hosted the Emmys on Saturday Night Live,
Kenan Thompson.
Kenan Thompson. Do you know he was like part of Coolio's group?
He was on Kenan and Kel.
Oh, he was on Kenan and Kel.
Yeah, but he was in some Coolio videos, and they introduced him. He was in rap videos.
He was in Mighty Ducks too, wasn't he?
Yeah. Kenan Thompson's been acting since the early 90s.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Okay, so Doug, Julie Ann Pice, not Julia Ann, also a friend of the show.
Yes.
Is an American actress best known for her role as Sue Ann Weaver on The Facts of Life. And she was an entertainment reporter at KPLR TV in St. Louis.
Oh, really?
How about that?
Gould probably knows her then.
After the Facts of Life? Or is that she was a reporter first and then got the job on Facts of Life?
I don't know on that.
Well, she must have been a teenager.
Regis Philbin worked at Channel 4 before he became huge.
Your intern?
He was not my intern, no. Joe Buck was our intern at Channel 4.
I was Rich Gould's intern.
Rich Gould.
Gould.
Junior?
Oh, Junior. I was Joe Roderick's intern.
Your tie knot is as big as my prostate.
That's correct. Knot in your tie is as big as my prostate. Those are the first words the man said to me. And I knew I was about to be educated.
That should be the name of your book.
Knots as big as my prostate. Let's see. Hey, guys, since the commish is retiring, does this open the door for #1 Asian intern ASMR Ting Ting Brian Henshin to come home? He's got to be tired of covering the Colts every week, and thanks, that's from Big Tuft.
Oh, I hope so.
Doug, Brian Henshin, to me, inevitably is returning to St. Louis to work at the Post-Dispatch.
Well, he may, if that's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Honestly, give it to small hands.
Suburban Journal still around?
You wonder nowadays if they'll even replace some of these guys. The way the newspaper business is going.
Probably not Rick. I wouldn't think. I mean, you still have Gould. I guess there are some papers.
Yeah, but then wouldn't you feel bad if you left, you felt like a major important piece, and they don't even replace you? They kind of just said,
you're irreplaceable.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well,
but also on the other side of the stick, it says, well, we can do this.
Yeah.
The same.
Anybody is replaceable. Anybody.
100%.
You find that out real quick.
Yeah.
No matter
I've
who
been
you
furloughed
are.
enough, Doug. I know.
How important you are, it doesn't matter.
Furloughed
The
enough.
world goes on just fine without any of us.
I 100% agree with that.
Do you feel like anybody's really ever replaced Janine Lindemulder, though?
Sciatica.
Right?
Right?
Yeah. Well, that knocked
That
her.
isn't a replacement.
Knocked you right on.
That kept her from getting cell phone reception.
That's so funny. She couldn't walk a mile to get to that one little area to where she could get 2 bars.
She's done some iconic scenes.
Yeah.
Lesbian scenes.
She's in an iconic cover of a CD, Blink-182. Am I not
That's
correct?
correct.
That
Yeah.
is like
She's
the
the nurse.
best CD cover of all time.
Oh, is it?
One of.
Was that Enema of the State?
Yeah.
She had an enema?
No, she looked like she was
Yeah, I
about to
bet she
give one.
did.
I just think
She would always
Oh.
self-pleasure her birthday hole. You ever notice that?
Oh.
That the stink sack?
Yeah.
I just think she ruined her.
I didn't know
ruined
it
her
called the
looks.
birthday hole.
Ruined her looks with all the tats. I found her much more attractive before all the tats.
I don't mind them. Now it's at a point where her entire skin is covered.
Yeah.
You know, the initial thing.
Yeah, like Bonnie Rotten. I can't get over the spider webs and the boobs.
Is she the one who wouldn't show her feet?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bonnie
she
Rotten.
was
Bonnie
real-
Rotten was sideways with this program.
Yeah, she wasn't feeling it, and then we were smoking outside. She was doing like signings with listeners right in front of like the Yamaha Kawasaki like store,
she
like where like dirt
No,
bikes.
she wouldn't sign. She
Wouldn't? Okay, there were
she
people
gave
asking.
us. She gave us the time to do a little interview out there with her. When she was fine with us. She was having fun, but then people wanted to get pictures and autographs, and the handler said, "We'll be at the Penthouse. You can get them there."
The Sassy Cassie one's still the best. Iggy lifted her out of the Jeep and set her down. And then I know the start of it sounds weird, but then like a fan or a listener came up and started talking, wanted an autograph, and goes, "There'll be time for that later." It's like, what?
They want you to go and pay to get in.
And I guess I get
a
it,
piece of the
but-
gate, probably.
I remember then she needed to be lifted onto her stool, and I was kind of off the side, and I said, "Danity Stacking will take care of that." He just picked her up in front of the stool.
She was really good. Like, she was fun, though. Like, she ended up getting on the mic and kind of was killing it. So.
Sassy.
Sassy was
Sassy
good.
Cassie, that's correct.
Am I wrong to say that Bonnie Rotten is a bad pornography name?
Yes, it's terrible. But
Yeah,
it works
I
for
think so.
her genre, I guess.
I just think she was a big fan of Johnny Rotten. I think.
Who's Johnny?
Sex Pistols, I believe.
Do you remember that song, Who's Johnny? Was that by DeBarge from Short Circuit 2? Am I right on that?
Let's find out. Who's
Pretty good
Johnny?
song. Yeah, can you pull that up, Plowhawk? Who's Johnny by DeBarge? But he changed it from DeBarge to El DeBarge, and I wonder what that was about.
1986.
86, Who's Johnny? Kind of a fun little song from Short Circuit 2. It was about a robot. And was that with Steve Gutenberg? Was Steve Gutenberg always talking to the robot?
Gosh, I just don't know.
Is it Johnny 5 and then Short Circuit 2?
Look at the video. It looks like rock.
We killed that.
All right.
Check.
Broke that
Well,
down.
let's somehow it started from Bonnie Rotten to that. I think she's very cute, except for the tat. If you
Who
just
we on now?
Bonnie Rotten, if you
Rotten.
see her with like a turtleneck or something on, her face is so cute.
Yeah.
And then you take that off and it's just tats everywhere.
Anybody got to chill?
Well,
But yeah, she is beautiful at the face. I will agree.
I'm seeing that she's engaged to Jesse James.
I don't think so.
She was married to Jack of Spades.
She just got married to somebody.
She
It's not
was?
Jesse
She was
James.
married to Jack of Spades. Yeah.
Was that after Ariana?
Doug, did Jack of Spades marry Ariana?
I don't
God,
know.
that's
The
a
foggiest idea.
There's so many porn stars, but it seems like
No.
the relationships are such a small circle.
Jesse James engaged to former porn star Bonnie Rotten.
Who was married to Janine Lindemulder, and full circle.
And Sandra
See, it always
Bullock.
makes sense. Some people are like, boy, you guys have no plan. Well, now what do you have to say?
Well-
Where are the drink haters now?
I thought she just got engaged to some big lumberjack-looking guy. Looks like he's 60-something.
That is
Jesse James.
Jesse James.
April 6th,
Really?
2022.
He used to be married to Sandra Bullock, had a cheating controversy.
Jesse
I
James was
believe.
married to Sandra Bullock.
He was indeed.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, what was she thinking?
That was in his prime when he had a couple shows on, one of those channels that he did bikes and stuff. So he was at his peak as well at the time.
She
Falling on
seems
hard
like
times.
she'd be a little out of his league, though.
At the
Sandra
time,
Bullock.
not so much. Now, yes.
Guys, how do we feel about Leah Silver's tats? Thanks, that's from Stubby Applause.
Who was that?
I don't know who that is either.
Really? I'm surprised you don't know who that is.
I don't mind tattoos, but I don't want them on a porn star that says dumpster with like an arrow or like enter here or like I never
I haven't come across too many of
No
those. to be
porn
honest
star
with you.
has that.
I'm just saying, like, if you do get a bunch of tats, and they don't have to be very meaningful, but you can't do the
Trashies.
rocket lands right here.
Exit only.
Like, I don't need, a map to tell me where I can, find a hole. I don't know. It was weird to me to see those.
Well, the spider webs in the breast just. I can't watch her videos just because of that.
She was goth. Is that it? Well, what's the message that goth people are trying to send?
I know we have a lot of goth listeners. 6369004 TMA. This is your opportunity.
It's a lifestyle.
What are they? But what? What life? What are they going for there?
I don't know.
Is it just to say I'm a bad man? Is that what that's all
Well,
about?
some people, Hoosiers like to wear acid wash jeans.
Always goes back to acid.
Preppies,
I don't even know what those are.
Preppies pop their collars. I mean,
Don't worry, we're talking facts of life 10 minutes ago. So we are very current. Doug, that's the great thing about this show. The content is ripped from today's headlines.
Emo rap is extremely popular nowadays.
Oh, yeah. You used to, R.I.P. to, oh, man.
Is it just an
Juice WRLD.
anti-establishment
Thank
thing?
you.
Is that
Juice
what that
WRLD was
is?
like the first one that I heard that had like very depressing, suicidal type lyrics in rap music.
XXS Tentacion, who also passed away.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always
So there's a
genres and
theme.
eras. Back in the '60s and early '70s, hippies, long hair, bell bottoms, no bra.
That was an anti-establishment thing.
But then that was a look, and now you got goth with black hair and dark clothing and eye makeup. And
It just kind of looks like they're depressed all the time.
Well, I think that's
hate everything.
What you just said is exactly what the goth era is. It's the establishment of keeping up with the Joneses, everybody looking like everybody else, buying the same clothes, worrying more about looks and success than
But that's
they
what
should.
the goth people do, is look like everyone else and buy the same clothes.
What are you talking about? Goths look completely different than your normal average person.
No, but they
That's
look
where
just
they're
like
going
each
with.
other. They look just like each other.
Well, yes, but they're still differentiating themselves from like the society. Man, like I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I am saying it's the same as what they did in the 50s and 60s. It's you're cut from a different cloth, and you're branching out and you're finding your own group and believing in things like that. I don't see it so
They
bad.
always just, well, I don't know this. So they always just look so depressed and so
It is.
angry. And I wonder, wouldn't it be horrible to wake up every day and have to act like you're really mad and depressed and hate everything and everybody? What a horrible way to go through life.
Maybe they're not acting. Maybe that's the way they feel.
Well, then they need to get help.
I think the makeup would be cool.
I don't know. The hippies didn't come across as, gosh, we hate everything. And
Well, that was the love,
mad
peace,
and
love,
depressed.
peace, and sex era. Everybody just wanted to be. They hated government. They hated the war. They demonstrated.
Yeah.
Doug Caller Adam wants to talk about the topics.
Okay.
Mine too.
I'm sure he's right on.
Which one? We've covered them all today.
Steve Schmidt Key of North County phone lines. This is caller Adam.
Okay, what is it, Adam?
Doug, you're an idiot.
Okay.
That's the first topic. Because, I've been trying to call in every day for the past week, and Jackson won't let me through.
Well, because you're a terrible caller.
It's also
There's no
false.
proof of that. You show me the stats. Show me the stats.
We don't have stats. We have our opinion. Our opinion is you're a lousy caller.
Well, here's your dumb opinion, was that you didn't like Apple TV Plus. You said it was hard to get to, whatever you said, last week.
Well, I saw it on my phone. I watched it on my phone. The Pujols game on Apple Plus.
Man. The point is, it was not. It was very accessible for everybody because it was a free login for anybody to do. You know what's not free is BallySports.net, whatever that is. That's hard to do.
Well, get a decent job so you can pay to get it.
Excuse me?
Get a decent job so you can afford to pay for it.
I want to watch your crap station. I got to buy an antenna. And I got to plug a stupid antenna into my TV and watch it. I don't have to do that with Apple TV, do I? Do I?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't get Apple
Or
TV.
you get YouTube TV. You don't need an antenna.
If you have YouTube TV, that costs $60 a month, Kenny.
Yeah. Well,
You don't have $60 a month?
what are you talking? What's free
Apple, oh my God, Apple TV Plus.
for one
when they
day to
do-
watch pool
when
holes?
they
That's
do
it.
Baseball games. I borrowed Brian Mulligan's login to watch Bally for the past 2 months.
Did you actually watch it, or did
barely
you get the
know
black
Brian.
screen?
Okay, so you're stealing it.
I'm not. There's no proof of me stealing it if I'm just using someone else's login and it works. Why is that my problem?
Set that company on fire and sell it already. God, they are a
It's
dumpster
a pile
fire.
of garbage. I don't know
It
what
is.
over/under means.
Well, that doesn't surprise me at all.
The point is, KMOV is a trash station. and
Okay,
you have
put
to
him
pay
down.
to watch
Okay,
it.
put him down.
Not after
Put
that
him
10-year
down.
deal. You can't.
Get off this station.
Are you talking about football games and baseball games over unders?
I believe so.
We don't know.
Caller Adam, 8 o'clock hour.
Yeah, that's really a hard one to figure out.
Yeah, well, we had to pot him down.
Well, it's a good way to end the hour with that guy.
Yeah.
Adam is awesome. Call in more often. That's from period, like the dot.
Oh,
What was good
What
about
about
that call?
killers.ha? Is anyone
Licks,
taking that?
fix, take notes. That's how you call into the show. Some Danny Tanner.
Yeah.
well,
I'm all for that. Get off of me and Plowsy's Pepper and Genie and go start making fun of Doug.
yeah, that's fine.
What have you guys been talking about on Pepper and Genie?
Oh, I picked the topics. They've been a little weak, but I think Iggy's really stepped up in game.
Think you stepped it up?
Compared to what?
because-
The other weeks I don't?
Well, no, because sometimes I can tell you're not really feeling a topic, and I get it.
Yeah, like most of the time, yeah.
But you really didn't phone it in on any of the topics. You gave good insight and good answers. I think we talked about yesterday.
Yesterday, Mile High and Glory Holes?
Yeah. And the other day we talked about if we had kids. So again, it's very diverse.
Yeah, 2
We have
days
a lot
ago,
of
that was kind of a heavy topic.
It was.
There's really no joking around with that one.
What was the heavy topic?
I asked if Eggy was ever in a situation in life to where he thought about kids when he decided not to have kids. How would he be as a dad? I thought it was good because I gave my perspective. Two guys who don't have kids talking about kids.
Yeah, it was
Right.
great.
Okay.
But you got to mix up the glory hole stuff. But yeah, we talked about, joining the Mile High Club and where you find a glory hole and if they're an app to find glory holes.
Are both you members of the Mile High Club?
No, I don't fly a ton. I just don't understand how people can get away with it
I don't
successfully.
either. No, I think most people talk a better game than
Was it
probably
easier
play.
pre 9/11? I would assume.
No, it was never easy.
Wasn't that hard?
Oh, come on.
Well,
Oxman.
I did ask if you needed Because the undressing to me would take the longest and be the loudest. You know, your arms are flailing, trying to get your stuff off. So I didn't know if you're ready to go, if you know what I mean, beforehand, and you get in there and.
Now, what happens if you got a private plane? Who knows? All bets are off
Oh,
there. You can do whatever
100%.
you want. But on a regular commercial airliner, I don't know that I've ever seen a situation where I thought that was going on ever. I'm sure it has, but it's probably extremely rare.
Usually it's just the blanket. You have the blanket over the person. That's how people usually.
But you're not
have
allowed to
fun
sit
a
on
plane.
someone's lap.
Well, I'm not saying I'm talking oral. I'm talking
going skiing?
skin on skin contact.
That doesn't
Going
count as being in the
skiing,
Mile High
nice.
Club, though, does it?
Jack is naughty.
Probably
No,
not.
No, it doesn't.
Jack
Why
is
don't you listen to
naughty.
Pepper and Genie? We talked about
But
it.
you should listen to Pepper and Genie. You would enjoy it.
We covered all that.
You would have to get in the bathroom at the same time together, right? That'd be the only way to do
Seems
it.
like a whole thing. Doug, everything always comes down to is the juice worth the
Correct.
squeeze?
That's what I said
And I
yesterday.
just don't think it'd be that pleasurable.
It isn't, but you do it so you can say you did it. That's why.
Who cares?
And then people aren't going to believe you anyway.
I think that's
I
what
don't care, but you can say, yeah, we're part of the Mile High
But
Club.
I get, you know what, Doug? You know this. We don't kink shame, and we're sex positive. I think we're the most sex positive HD2 show in town.
From 7 to 10 a.m. in the
Yeah. And some people have a kink of nearly being caught, and that gives them a rush of dopamine.
Yep.
So if so physically you're not able to necessarily I like to be jackhammered by a strap-on.
Can't do that in that.
But it's going to be
fine.
so tough to do in an airline bathroom. So for me, it's not going to get me to where I need to be because the launch angle of the strap.
Could you imagine, like, I'm thinking about somebody bringing the refurbished Civi
into the bathroom.
in the bathroom, and you can just hear it. It's like 50 cell
You have
phones
to
are
plug
all
it in.
vibrating at the same time. It's like
No.
that sound. It's like, oh my God, are we getting attacked?
What would the punishment be if you did get caught doing that?
Again, you must have listened
With
to
a
Pepper and
refurbished
Genie.
Sibian. I wonder.
Public indecency, for sure.
I thought so too, but do
Can we
they
get a guest from
immediately?
the FAA with us here in the 8 o'clock hour?
I'll get one on.
Thank you.
I mean, would they arrest you?
Does an air
Carry it
marshal
over to
get
Balloon Park.
involved? Do you land the plane
Bump Gabe.
at the nearest? Like,
I don't think you'd land the plane because that would terribly inconvenience the other passengers who probably didn't even know what was going on or care.
I said it depends on the airline and the flight attendant. If it's Southwest and they catch you, they'll probably give you a wink and say, "Come on, sit down." You know,
This is a live read.
Spirit goes.
I don't know.
Spirit will give you wings. Congratulations, you did it.
Yeah.
Guys, when I first started listening to TMA so long ago, and I heard you guys reference sky pigging, I really thought it meant joining the Mile High Club with a bigger lady or fella. Thanks.
No.
That's from Flip Wilson.
No, it's eating. As soon as you get up to cruising altitude.
Yeah.
I think sky sibbing would be a
Sky
great.
sibbing.
Well, I gave some advice yesterday. If you want to hear the advice on the Mile High Club, listen to Pepper and Genie.
Oh, yeah, a little tease.
You think
got
it was
better
so
teasing.
valuable advice that you can't repeat it now?
It was good advice.
My advice is to go work with Tommy Sabolka at
Yeah.
VIP Auto
Very good.
Accessories. VIP offers quality and the ability to get it all done at one place. It's van and truck upfitting for commercial fleet vehicles. They're a full-service operation, a one-stop shop. They take the vehicle from point A to point Z. VIP saves you time and hassle. It's quicker to deal with VIP than 2 to 3 vendors with multiple locations. They're all local since 1979. Once employees start working there, they don't stop. They have people who've worked there for 35 years, for 41 years, for 42 years, and they're only 43 years old at VIP Auto Accessories. VIP is part of the TMA ecosystem. They work with Design Air Heating and Cooling. They work with Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. They're the biggest secret in the industry, and now they are promoting their service for all to hear and to take advantage of the VIP quality and convenience. It's VIP Auto Accessories. Call Tommy Sabolka at 314-428-3900 or email him at tommy.sabulka, C-I-B-U-L-K-A, at VIPAutoAccessories.com. It's VIP Auto Accessories. Iggy, could you tell the people about Blue Chew?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's what the women say. When
Oh.
they get home, we're going to have
What do
sex.
they say?
Oh, no, it can't get hard again. It's just limp. Well, you can take care of that.
How?
BlueChew.com.
Boom.
Okay.
Just go to BlueChew.com where it says promo code, type in TMA, and you're paying nothing, Doug.
How much is that?
Well, $5 for shipping and handling, but your first order is free.
Nice.
And I know you guys out there. I mean, you have the problem, but you don't want to face up to it. You think it'll go away. She doesn't mind. Yes, she does mind.
Doug, she's not happy.
Yes.
Apparently she does.
Yes, if you can't get hard, she does mind. She's going to go find it elsewhere.
No.
Yeah. Well,
It's going to be infidelity?
Well, she wants to have sex, and if you're not going to do anything about it, think she's going to wait around forever for your limp thing?
Oh,
No.
Scold everybody.
No, well, I have to scold you because I'm trying to help you out.
Now,
So-
this is not something that you need.
No, I don't.
No.
But there's nothing wrong. If I did, I would
Yeah,
take
sure,
it.
Absolutely, you would.
But I don't need it.
No, I wouldn't.
But some people do.
Some do. Yeah.
And if you do, go to BlueChew.com.
There you go.
They now have a mint flavored chewable.
Tasty.
If you're worried about what it was going to taste like, is it kind of chalky? Well, it wasn't chalky. But now you have the choice. You have a mint flavor.
Yeah.
Same active ingredients.
What?
Well, I'm trying to.
Viagra?
I butchered it the other day.
Same active ingredients as
No.
Viagra, Cialis? Or?
Well, those, but I tried to just ad lib these without writing them out for myself.
That's fine.
Right. Doug and I
Write
do
'em out.
that
Do ya?
often.
I just don't know. But it has Sildenafil in it. And it's the same active ingredients as Levitra. Did I not say that right?
Oh, it's going to be a make good festival for the sales staff.
I don't know what's in there.
Sildenafil.
Well, I got a V in here. Anyway, Sildenafil.
Doug, did I catch a niner?
It seemed like it.
But it's the same active ingredient you find in Levitra and Steactin.
Okay.
So why wouldn't you do it?
I don't know why you wouldn't.
Anyway, go to BlueChew.com.
There it
Type
is.
in TMA in the promo code. First order free, just by shipping and handling. No doctor's visits, no pharmacy visits, all in the privacy of your own home. You'll thank me. Your significant other will thank you. Chew it and do it.
Oh,
Doug, you like that? Chew it and
What
do
about
it.
yours?
don't be soft. Get some loft. Sacre Blue. She'll love it too. You do you with Blue Chew.
There you go.
There you go. Okay. This is perfect. Things are working out now.
Yeah.
Now I feel like things are working out. Another thing that's going to work out, the drops of the week. Those are coming your way
Yes,
at
sir.
8:30. Lisa Ann coming up at 9 o'clock in the Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour. Drops of the week in the Appliance Discounter's 8 o'clock hour. The Bertarelli Cutlery Cuts of the week. And our design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day. History could be made as Kevin Miller, as long as Gunter doesn't win, wins the month of September.
Big
and I
moment for
don't
him.
believe he has ever won a month.
He hasn't. Up
This
until
is
the
it.
last couple of months, I don't think he ever won a day. I don't think he ever won an email.
He's
He's
saying
just
he's a
found
loser.
a groove.
Yeah, well, nobody else is emailing in.
Nice.
Gunter won't email him today. It went by default.
Well, he shouldn't email. He's already, somewhat clinched. I guess he could seal it with a win today.
That's
but-
true. Yeah, he can take control.
Oh, he absolutely could. Yeah. I'd like to see him do it because he's been around, veteran, been around a while, been through the wars, never won. Would love to get a little W.
Yeah, I think he's earned it. I think this is his time, but Gunter could prevent it. Send your emails in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. That's what we have coming up next. Iggy's Drops of the Week. Your two-part questions for Lisa Ann. Fantasy football discussion at 9 o'clock. And Doug, Sports Illustrated has ranked the rotations for the playoff teams.
Okay.
Where do the Cardinals come in? You might be surprised. We'll tell you where coming up next.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Ashton Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app.
In this crazy economic and real estate world, buying, selling, building, and investing can be beyond confusing. You need agents to steer you in the right direction. Lindsay Jacobs and Susie O'Johnson of Compass Realty Group have been licensed agents collectively for 45 years, consistently ranked among the top agents in all the St. Louis metro area. You want results without the headache? You have to contact Susie and Lindsay at Compass Realty Group. Online at showandsellstl.com and on Instagram at showandsellstl, a proud sponsor of the Lemon Open.
Yes, I am back. Blue Chew is back. And you boys need help. I know you do. So I am back telling you, go get it this time. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in a chewable form and at the fraction of a cost. Blue Chew tablets will help you with all forms of ED. and provide a harder, longer-lasting erection, which I know you guys need. And Blue Chew is an online prescription service, which means no awkward doctor visits or waiting in line at the pharmacy. Process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you receive your prescription within days. And Blue Chew licensed medical providers are always there to answer any questions you may have. And here's a special just for you TMA listeners. Try Blue Chew for free. That's right. Go to BlueChew.com and enter the promo code TMA and check out and pay just $5 for shipping. You need a stiffy and a jiffy. Go get Blue Chew. You will thank me. Your significant other will thank you. BlueChew.com.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim. What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
And it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting. And it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com.
Celebrate all your college and fantasy teams' totally touchdowns this weekend with Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. May your team be swift and their aim be true. May the refs be forever in your favor and your whiskey always Tullamore Dew. Tullamore Dew, the original triple blended, triple distilled, smooth sipping Irish whiskey, made exactly for game day moments like this. When it's game time, it's totally time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. 40% alcohol by volume. Imported by William Grant & Sons Incorporated, New York, New York. Please enjoy Tullamore Dew responsibly.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I'm here with Ryan Kelly, the HomeLoanExpert.com, and you are always looking for a way to help people out, and the Hero Loan VA is a perfect example of that.
Absolutely. That's how we get back to our military and to their families. We close VA loans 21 days or less. Heck, I'd like to tell you 14 because we're doing them in 14 and less, but I can guarantee that 21 days or less on a VA loan. And you can buy a house with no money down. You can refinance and cash out up to 100% of your appraised value. Truly is one of the best programs out there. Get the loan that you deserve today at HeroLoan.com, the only way to VA.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago and they still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com.
Deagle Truck Center has been the St. Louis area's go-to medium-duty truck dealer since 1933. Deagle Truck Center is a union shop looking for technicians and bodymen for both their Hazelwood and St. Louis locations, offering the highest rates of pay in the area, plus benefits. An authorized Hino and Isuzu dealer, Deagle's friendly and knowledgeable staff is prepared to make sure you have the best experience. Stop by the Hazelwood location to see their large selection of pre-owned inventory. Visit DeagleTruckCenter.com to learn more. That's DEGEL truckcenter.com.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Strode. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever. Tim, Doug, Iggy, Plowsy, Action Jackson.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After, 105.7 HD2.
Halloween.
Can't
go grab a sheet or your favorite mask. Trick or treat, door by door to fill our bags with candy. Scary things waiting for you around the corner of every street.
Sing it, Doug.
It's Halloween. It's time to scare the pants off your friends. It's Halloween. It's time to collect strangers' candy. It's Halloween. It's time to do some pumpkin carving. What are you going to be for Halloween? one wins the prize.
Haunting keys.
It's Halloween, it's time to scare the pants off your friends. It's Halloween, it's time to collect strangers' candy. It's Halloween, it's time to do some pumpkin carving. What are you going to be for Halloween? What are you going to be for Halloween? What's all you going to be?
That song slaps.
Oh, it's a bang,
So good.
Oh, so good.
Ryan Kelly, morning after. Appliance Discounters 8 o'clock hour is now underway with our friends from Acoustic Sessions. Appliance Discounters, your hometown appliance source featuring major brands like GE. I'm impressed at times with my son's musical knowledge, a diverse musical taste at having just turned 5. But occasionally he will request that song on YouTube. And,
Oh, Willie, that one.
Yeah. And that gives me pause.
Well, they sang
Am
about-
I doing the right things as a parent?
They sang about costumes. I think the Transformer costumes are about my favorite going right now. Have you ever seen that with the little kids walking around? He looks like an astronaut, then he lies on the ground, he turns into a race car or something. Those are cool costumes.
And that's from Tina E. I think that's the inspiration because she has Optimus Prime join her music video of We Are in Missouri.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Tina. That's what's going to be. Wait till the Bulldogs hear that tomorrow night at Faroe Field. You don't think Kirby Smart's going to want to turn rear?
A little bit of intimidation factor.
I think it'd be funny if, like, Madison and I, whenever we get married, that's our first dance song is Halloween.
That would get everybody up on their feet dancing.
It'd be so fun.
Slow dance. It's the Ryan Kelly morning after. We're in the Michelob Ultra Studios. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Sullivan, Vaughn, the Plowhawk, and Action Jackson. Iggy is off today, and he will be back on Monday.
He's burning all his vacation time.
He could have grabbed the smoke break sign.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ken has just returned. It's like he waits outside the studio for me to
I was
say
talking
it.
to Donnie Fandango. I'm sorry.
It's like you're Stephen Colbert introducing my next guest here.
No, I ran into Donnie, so we were chatting, and I said, "Oh, I got to get back in studio." Sorry.
Doubling back to the 7 o'clock hour, I would say Bonnie Rotten has a pretty face, but she most definitely hasn't experienced an audible fart in years.
Oh.
Also, I really enjoy Leah Silver. She's a beaut. That's from Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack.
Where did the audible fart come from?
The only good
Just
thing.
read what's in the teleprompter.
One of the only good things from the Prod Joe era, and he'll be on your phone, I'm sure, in the next few minutes, was when he said you could see a smell in somebody. I think
On
that
TV.
Was,
Yeah, he had a skill that allowed him to tell whether or not he said somebody had, quote, an odor. That's what he said.
And I used that.
And there were some girls in The Bachelorette over the years who he said he could tell had an odor.
And I use that a lot when I almost do it on a daily basis, so I appreciate Prod Joe for that.
So you can tell?
Bonnie Rotten, to me, seems like that smell is there.
No, I don't think so. She looks like she would smell like a nice perfume.
How many people smell nowadays? There's 1,000 different ways to make sure you don't smell.
Yeah, there's not a lot. You don't run into a lot.
I've never really met a person where I'm like, wow, you stink.
We haven't spent much time on the public transportation system.
Yeah, I'm going to say,
That's
when
fair.
people, take off their shoes in, small corridors, that's when it becomes a potential problem.
Well, feet smelling is one thing, but
Well,
you can
no,
cover that up with shoes and socks.
Used to be you could smell a smoker, but now since they're outside all the time,
Oh, you
they
can
don't seem to
still-
carry that with them all the time.
I'm a smoker. You could smell us from a mile away. We can
I
try to
can't.
hide it, but
I can't smell you and Iggy. I can't smell much, but I can't smell you and Iggy.
I just know it's not a great smell, so I understand why that's an issue.
Now, there's a word I hate, which is kind of associated with smell.
Work?
No, and it was. And no, there was this girl that I was really attracted to that used to come into my brother's deli all the time.
Yeah.
And she joined our softball team. And
nice.
It was after a game, and I went up to give her a hug, and she goes, "I wouldn't. I'm ripe."
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
oh. And I just hate that word ripe now. I can't.
I thought moist was the word you hated.
I hate that too. But
I think
when she
ripe
said,
is in that
I wouldn't get close to me, I'm ripe. And that just kind of turned me off like, oh, I was looking at this
it's a
beautiful
word
girl
for-
thinking she stinks.
It's a word for someone who's been sweating or something.
I know what it is, but it just, I didn't like the word ripe.
Okay.
I really don't like the word moist.
What about rank?
Yeah, I don't hear that much. Rank, yeah. It's also a show associated with smell, rank, but when she just said ripe, I said, I don't know. Now every time I look at you, I'm going to think you stink.
Well, dank is a good smell. So I think you're in.
Dank is?
No, that's like a musty basement smell.
Yeah.
Dank has taken on a second life in my generation as meaning like good or that's cool.
Really?
Word. Yeah, like when I was in high school, we'd get some dank weed. That means that killer, that fire.
Is it
that
like
good,
dope?
good.
Yes.
We just call it dirt weed.
Synonyms.
Well, we do have what we like to call regs.
Skunk weed. Just stems and seeds.
Yeah.
Just light it up and it's a...
Yeah, so I'm a Jackson.
Okay, don't
They're
make that
sounds.
noise. Don't.
Those were sounds. Here's a sound you can make. Doug, it's the typing of your keyboard to go to designairservice.com and get your furnace tuned up for the winter.
Yeah.
We might not want to talk about it, but winter is coming. And you go to designairservice.com to tend to it because the reality is at some point here within the next month, you're probably going to wake up and it's going to be in the low 30s or maybe even high 20s early in the morning. Well, you need that furnace checked up and make sure it's firing on all cylinders. So work with Seth Goldcamp and his staff at Design Air Heating and Cooling, just like Doug and I do, his loyal clients. And you go to designairservice.com. Now click on the Book Now tab. Okay. Did you do it? Did you do it?
Well, I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, you need to do it.
Do it.
Thank you. And then you schedule a service call for getting your furnace maintenance taken care of with Design Air Heating and Cooling. I did it this past Sunday. They're coming out on Monday, and it took me, I believe, 24.3 seconds. Design Air Heating and Cooling is the official HVAC provider of the Tim McKernan Show podcast and the Ryan Kelly Morning After. This week on the Tim McKernan Show podcast, Michael Wellington joined Jackson and I for QFTA. And I guess, Jackson, we still have to record pick 6 day. Yep. Did you have anything on the Thursday night game in your picks or any golf?
Yeah, I had Thursday. Well, I had some golf, and then Jackson didn't have it, and I said, I'll do all teasers. Because one of them was Lydia Ko to win the tournament plus 850, and she's in like second place. But I didn't. I just said, I'll just give you teasers. And Cincinnati was in one of them.
To be fair, you phrased that as I didn't have them, and what you meant to say is you didn't send them to me.
I thought I did. I thought I said.
No.
I mean, that's a material change.
Well, maybe I thought I said it. Maybe they didn't go through.
It
I
does
don't know.
change things.
So if I didn't send them, I mean, you don't have them, so I'll just give you 6.
Well, you sent me those on Thursday, or yesterday. You sent me Lydia Ko and Denny McCarthy, but not Wednesday.
Yeah, but then I was being honest. I saw that they'd already started.
Yeah.
And
No, it was
Denny McCarthy was like even.
Yeah.
And Lydia Ko at the time was +1. But they had already started. Now she's -1 in second place, and but it's not fair. I mean, they already started, so I just didn't send. Or I just said, forget those. We'll just do teasers.
We got it's Teaser City. The teasers have been good for you this year.
No, yeah, they were great last week.
Yeah, well,
over 6.
Who's leading pick 6?
You are, Tim.
With money or with wins?
Both.
Both of them.
Well, wins don't really matter except for tiebreaker, right? But it's hard to have a tie to get exactly tied in money.
I'm interested in the wins just to see a winning percentage.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't remember what I did last year. Was it like 58%?
Yeah, it was around 57, 58.
I think
That's
like all of us,
profitable.
but maybe 2. I think 4 of us were over 500.
Look at us.
Yeah, I was not.
And I don't think Pete was.
Gangster Pete, is he still in last place?
Yeah, he's in the basement right now. He's cost. I did the numbers yesterday. I looked at the spreadsheet yesterday. If you have bet all of Pete's bets, you'd be down $795.
He's still with the sanitation department.
He's got no time for.
How many people are? Is everybody up money except for you and? Well, you might be too. Is everybody up money?
Everybody but Pete is up money.
Okay, so I'm probably in second to last place.
Yes, you and I. No, yeah. You and I are tied for 4th, and I have like 40 extra bucks than you do.
Doug, in 1 week I went from plus 750 and leading to plus 50.
What happened to you?
I put 2 teams in all of my teasers, and San Diego didn't come through, which means I lost every teaser.
Well,
over 6.
You're a victim for sure.
Yeah, I like to have fun.
Doug, let's have some fun now with the drops of the week.
Hit the lever, Plowsy.
Iggy's Drops of the Week.
Who took the panties?
Good observation on your point. Art.
All right. Good one, Slick.
I love porn. I got oral.
A pudgy step-grandmother with a bit of a drinking problem.
Boing.
The good thing is I can't... Nurse?
Iggy had his phone on.
No, things just pop off my phone even though it's off. I'm sorry, Jim. I agree with you, though.
I'm tired! Period up, period end, exclamation point.
Do we got a lot of Tim's commentary in there? Well, I was just looking forward to Tim's play-by-play.
This topic, pointless.
This has to go on the menu.
I don't know about the night hole situation.
Jesus did a podcast. The Lisa Ann podcast, I have not picked up one follower.
What does that say about, as a parent, if you send your kid to CBC, you're just like accepting defeat?
I'm not hijacking anything.
But can you bring in a pair of your Hito panties?
Just another hour of babbling nonsense.
It's Brittany, bitch.
Did you go on vacation together at Bora Bora?
Me and Edmonds? I've never been to Bora Bora. I've never been.
No, I remember him on your show when you were doing the podcast. I thought he just got back from Bora Bora, and I thought you went with him.
No.
That sounds hot.
What in the world?
If I remember correctly, it was a great vacation. He was raving about it. But
You didn't go. It didn't exist.
I haven't been to effing Europe, much less Bora Bora.
I thought Tim was with him.
Cool story, though.
Well, look, I went to a public school, and look how I turned out. So
No, you're not great.
you have a house.
Well, I like that.
I have a hovel. Get up in the morning, and God do I grovel.
I guess a mouth hole would be my second.
No, I was actually pumped up when the crowd started. Iggy, Iggy. I get off on that.
Where would you go in St. Louis to find a back alley power bottom?
I have never been less surprised in my life than when that guy said he didn't go to college.
So you're even scamming your own mother.
Well, they say what they want. I don't care.
He used hormones to turn himself into a prison whore?
Have you ever tasted KY? Is it sweet?
That was Iggy's Drops of the Week.
Now you got to feel good about it.
It's just so disappointing.
And that's open for sponsorship.
It really is. Yeah, sure.
What a raving endorsement that was.
Flooding the phone lines now. Oh, gosh.
That was a great week.
Yeah, you got to feel good about the work that we put in.
I don't know that I feel that good.
Doesn't seem like Friday. This week's just flown by.
Yeah, no, it's nice. Well, next week you got playoff baseball. The Cardinals will be hosting the Phillies or Brewers at this point, Doug. The Phillies have lost 5 straight, but the Brewers lost to the Marlins last night.
Phillies are making a really, really strong charge here to lock up that last playoff
I bet the
spot.
Giants are sitting there going, God, if we could just win a couple more games, we would be in the playoffs. But they are probably too far back. Doug, you like power rankings, right?
Yes, I enjoy them. Yeah.
Okay, Sports Illustrated has ranked the playoff contenders' rotations. Would you like to guess who they have ranked number 1?
Oh, it's got to be the Dodgers.
No.
The Dodgers have 4 starters with ERAs in the 2s.
Is it Atlanta? No, Atlanta.
And they're not number 1? Houston
they
was.
have a health situation. I think
They
if they're all
do.
healthy, that would be the answer, but they got a health situation.
Mets?
That's correct.
Really? Even without Scherzer?
The Mets have DeGrom, Scherzer, Bassett, and Walker.
Houston's got great pitching.
We got great pitching.
We
Houston
got
is number
Gupici.
2.
They got Gupici.
What do you think number 3 is?
Cardinals.
I'm going to give you 3 guesses, and I bet you don't get it. So
Really?
now you got to tell.
Not the Indians.
Halloween.
There is no Indians anymore.
Are the
Gosh, are you insane?
Commanders.
God,
Tampa
bless
Bay.
you.
Commanders.
Both the Indians
I'm
and
going to
Commanders
pretend
are
I
in.
didn't even hear that.
Carson went the race.
Tampa Bay.
No.
This is hard.
Well, it should be the Dodgers.
Cardinals.
No, it's not them either. No, it's not them. So there it is, the Mariners.
That's, Robbie Ray. Yeah.
Robbie Ray, Castillo, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Youngster, Mariners, 3. Doug, you want to guess number 4?
Oh, the Dodgers.
Nope.
Cardinals.
Nope.
Initials, please.
A-B.
Anheuser-Busch.
That's correct. Their softball team.
Yeah, the Mariners are great at spending money, by the way. But yeah, Atlanta, that's a good team.
Atlanta. Yeah. Freed, Strider, Wright, and Morton. That's pretty strong. Doug, you want to guess number 5?
The Cardinals.
Nope.
Just keep saying Dodgers.
Initials, please.
L-A-D.
Lucky as a dog. L-A-D. Los Angeles Dodgers?
Yes.
See, that wasn't that hard.
This is probably a few spots lower than many people would put the Dodgers, given that their 2.75 rotation area is the best in the majors. Julio Urias may have emerged as the Game 1 starter in Chavez Ravine after recording MLB's second-best ERA, 1.34 among qualified starters in the second half, and Kershaw remains one of the game's filthiest pitchers. But the depleted unit has quite a few causes for concern. First, the team's many injuries. Walker Buehler is out for the season after having Tommy John last month. Dustin May went on the injured list Saturday with lower back tightness, so it's hard to say if LA can rely on him. And while Tony Gonsolin's on track to return soon from his forearm strain, which has kept him out since late August, he almost certainly won't be fully stretched out by the time the playoffs begin after throwing just 2 innings in his last rehab start.
He's 16-1, and his ERA is like 2.10. And how good would they be if they had Buehler?
That's the thing. I mean, they are.
There's 60 games over 500 right now, and their run differential is plus 325.
If only their games weren't on at midnight, they would be much more talked about. Like West Coast teams, especially college football team too, it's like nobody cares because your games are ending at 1 a.m.
Yeah, nobody here cares. I guess they care
Number
out there.
6, Doug.
Initials, please, Tim.
You got that.
SDP.
SDP. San Diego Pirates?
No.
Padres?
No, Padres.
Okay.
Wow.
Yu Darvish, Blake Snell, Joe Musgrove, and Mike Clevenger. The top 3 Padres starters are as good as you'll find in the league, especially since Snell has come back on strong in the second half.
Well, that's a problem.
Well, that's a problem the Cardinals most likely will not be dealing with in the first round,
No.
which is a very good thing. And I'm
Right.
telling you, if you're the Los Angeles Dodgers, you might be a little bit worried about those Padres.
Could be, yeah, with that pitching.
Number 7.
How about the Cardinals?
No.
Initials, please.
we suck.
PP.
PP. Pittsburgh Pirates are going to make the playoffs?
Unlikely at this point.
Okay.
They got to sweep the final 6 from the Cardinals.
All right, Philadelphia Phillies.
Yes, Nola, Wheeler, Suarez, Gibson.
That's if they get in.
The Phillies are sort of like the NL version of the Blue Jays, except with stronger options at every spot. Huh. That's like the Mets have nothing to hang their heads about. But there are similarities between the two in that they both have 2 studs at the top, a decent 3-starter in Suarez and a big question mark after that. Yeah, you got to deal with Aaron Nola if you're the Cardinals, most likely. But here's the thing, and this is a good thing about both the Phillies and Brewers kind of fumble-effing around down the stretch. Nola might need to pitch on Tuesday or Wednesday, which means you wouldn't see him until a potential Game 3.
Yeah.
Same thing with Corbin Burns. Number 8, Doug.
Well, as far as Game 3s go, I don't think anybody's going to be able to use the same starter twice, so I don't know that it matters
No,
whether you
but
see him in first game
if
1 or
they
3.
have to pitch in order to get into the playoffs on Wednesday, the final day of the regular season,
Right.
then they are going to not be available in 1 and 2. Nola, you see what I'm
Right,
saying?
and so you could win the first 2 and never see him, I guess.
Right. The Yankees are number 8.
Okay.
The Brewers are number 9.
Cardinals
Blue Jays are
10?
the Blue Jays are number 10.
Cardinals didn't get in top 10
That's correct.
out of 12.
They have 13 included because you have the question marks as to who will get in the National League. So they included both the Phillies and Brewers. Only behind the Cardinals at 11. Cardinals at 11 are the Rays and the Guardians.
I think it makes sense though.
I agree.
Yeah, if you listen to all those rotations when those guys are on, it
With that said, there isn't a guy in the Cardinal rotation who would surprise me by going out and throwing a great game. But the Cardinals' ace or top 2 starters do not match up with the ones that I was rattling off early on.
No.
Now they can, but there's also some concern about the way however you would order it, and I don't know if there's a wrong way to order the rotation.
I would hope the Cardinal starters, if they pitch at all, would only throw, 2 or 3 innings here in the last couple games, just enough to get stretched out a little bit.
At this moment, I would imagine Michaelis starts Game 1.
I would think, yeah. I think that's who you would want to start Game 1.
it's surprising Montgomery may not be in there, which is, a month and a half ago you would have been shocked that.
Yeah. You see Harrison Bader's playing well for the Yankees.
They love him, too.
What's it going to be like when Harrison Bader comes to St. Louis? That ovation will be something to behold.
Oh,
Sure
they'll
will.
cray.
Yeah.
That'll be the whole.
I don't know. Do you think
you
people
were an
would be
average
crying?
player,
Yeah, he took
we
a team-friendly deal.
Oh, dude. Yeah, they're crying. They're crying, bro. This is the Daniel Descalso, the guy who like blends in and really wasn't a factor, but yet wore the Cardinal uniform, so they expect a bronze statue right up by
He
Jack
won a Gold
Buck.
Glove for him.
Nice. So did Ozuna.
Is Carpenter hurt?
No, he didn't. That was in Miami. He won that.
Oh,
Is
grandfather.
Carpenter hurt?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't seen his name in the box.
Broke his foot on a foul ball.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Well, I don't follow the Yankees, and I'm not looking up baseball news every day.
Okay.
No team covets below average players more so than the St. Louis
I
Cardinals.
don't think we covet them. We
Oh,
just
they
support them.
absolutely. Dude, Bo Hart, people were naming their kids Bo after a 2
I
week
don't
little
know. They're
stretch,
dogs,
bro.
maybe.
Tim got a tattoo.
Yeah, I got a tattoo of Bo Hart on his ass cheek.
Bo Hart, hard worker.
I mean, we're still giving
I think they like
Schumacher and Descalso standing O's.
Well, Schumacher's a member of the organization now.
Well, yeah, but I meant when he was like a hitting coach for San Diego or whatever. They
But is it a bad thing to really support and love your players? Is that a bad thing?
You're trying to spin it. We're cheering on average players when they're 5 years removed from playing with the Cardinals. It's
Well,
weird.
as
It's
long as they wear that
weird,
Cardinal
man.
uniform, the fans here are gonna be on their side. They're gonna love them.
They shouldn't love them. They're not handing them money. They're on another team that cares more about money
Players
than the
aren't
fans.
here for money.
Yeah, but they're going to feel that.
I just don't think it's a negative thing that the fans show a lot of love to all the players, even guys that aren't superstars.
I do. You want to talk about a game going 4 hours? 15 standing ovations will do that for you real damn quick, man.
That may be a bit of an exaggeration.
There's been 15. The first Albert Pujols game of this season, there were at least 15 of them.
I'm
For
with
him,
Doug
he's
on
a
this.
special case.
I'm with Doug. I agree with you, Plowsy. The B-fibs are the worst. But I mean, if you want to stand and give an ovation to a guy that you enjoyed watching when he was a Cardinal, I have no problem with that.
And again, enjoyed watching. And no offense to Daniel Descalso or Skip Schumacher, but what was enjoying watching like them on a Sunday afternoon playing utility? Wait,
Well,
they're
they-
like that big moment.
They
Was
helped
there a
him win
Bader
some
big
games.
moment?
All you got to do is wear the uniform, and people here will love you. That's all. And try. You got to try. That's why a guy like Rex Hudler was loved. He used to dive on the warning track and bang into the walls. People love that. They understand that he doesn't have all the talent in the world, but if somebody's out there giving everything they have and putting it all out there on the field, people like that and respect it.
It was weird when Schumacher was a coach and got a standing ovation. Like, he's not even an actual player.
Yeah.
So, again, I just find the whole thing kind of weird that you have to give a standing O to every former player.
Wouldn't you prefer
regardless of-
that than like Philadelphia or New York, where they're constantly on their players and booing them and nasty and
I think I'd
mad?
like a little mix of both. Rosanna player for leaving.
No, I have to say, if you talk about Skip Schumacher getting one as a coach, that was a day when they introduced everybody, and everybody was standing. So,
Doug, good news. Mr. Fix wants to talk about the topic.
Oh, okay.
Mine too.
All right,
We're
Fix.
about for a break.
Mr. Fix is on the Steve Schmidt Kia of North County phone line.
Okay, hello, Fix. Fix.
Hey, good morning, Doug. How's it going?
Oh, I'm fine. You?
You know me, buddy. Best day of my life.
Why?
Thanks for asking. Dead heat with yesterday because I woke up, sir. Jesus, we have to go through this every time.
Okay, calm down, mister.
No, you're the one that always gets riled up, sir.
Well, sometimes if you got it coming, I'll let you have it.
Yeah, I like when you get riled up on a good hot take, too. Actually, I haven't really been listening that much this morning, but I'm sure there's been a lot of word vomity, gay, sexual innuendo.
Not here. No.
Yeah, followed by maybe some obligatory baseball talk, I guess, because the Cardinals are in it, although nobody cares.
Plowsy called the Guardians Indians, and that shook us quite a bit.
Actually,
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal.
It hurt.
Nowadays. I still have the old Chief Wahoo hat.
Have you?
7 3/8, a nice 59-50 new era.
Nice.
Okay. Blast.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. So just came to bring the heat, like always. I know my energy level's a little low this morning, but I promise you I'm right here with you guys. Just blasted that sativa pen.
Nice.
Just had a little bit of a busy morning, so I haven't had a chance to listen. Like I said, what have you guys been talking about?
Oh, a little of this, a little of that.
don't be taking Biff stuff.
No, come on.
Oh, yeah. Right, yeah. That's it. Yeah, I copy off Biff. That's hilarious. Kenneth. But
well, that's what he says. We're the topic today. So
Well, did you come with a hot take at all? Or trade request? Trade proposal? Anything?
Would you want a hot take on which of the 4 major sports would you like me to deliver a hot
What?
take?
It's you called in. You're supposed to have a
I
hot
just came
take.
in to just sort of general banter, just like a TMA Live.
Okay, give us a good baseball hot take.
Baseball hot take: Cardinals get swept by whoever they play in the first round.
Wow,
You
Doug.
son of a.
You read my script?
There we go. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. What I like to do is bloviate like I know what I'm talking about, but I actually don't.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a baseball game probably in 12 years.
You're too good for it, aren't you?
It just
too
bores
busy.
me, Doug. It's even in this town, baseball crazy. But after all the work stoppages and steroids and sweeping everything under the rug, I kind of gave up on baseball about 11, 12 years ago.
Well, so what else are you doing, especially in this town? What else is going on in the summer?
Oh my gosh, Doug! It's not what am I doing? It's what aren't I doing? Just like Ferris Bueller said. The question is, what aren't we going to do today?
Huh? So you're not doing much of anything.
I kind of do it all every day, Doug.
Oh, you don't?
I operate and run my business. Typically 6 days a week. I have been taking a day off here lately, which has been really nice.
What business is this that you're running?
I own and operate a restaurant. Tim McKernan knows, and it's his little St. Gabe's 63109 secret. We go, we're hood boys together, so we kind of had the code of the streets.
I like
so,
this
code of the streets.
Okay. Swagger.
63109. It's rough over there.
I know. So you got a little restaurant in South City.
I do, as a matter of fact. Absolutely, I do. So we're just kind of enjoying a more relaxing morning. I typically have a little more going on, but it's
not today.
because of my proper planning. I've kind of allowed the business to just operate itself today while I can be up here in general banter with you.
Okay. What kind of food you serving there, guy?
We serve, I guess you could call it American.
American food. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I always like when I get the good stoner laugh out of Darren. You guys can often produce a good stoner laugh out of me, and I actually break character, but you don't know it.
Are you on drugs yourself, sir?
Every day of my life, sir. But yeah, absolutely.
You're
Are you?
on drugs.
I'm sure you take whatever kind of medicines olds take to keep them alive.
Oh, you
but,
son of a. Yes,
What's
I do
your
take some
pharmacy bill
medication.
looking like every month there?
Well, it's sizable. It's sizable.
Sizable, yeah.
Yeah.
Let Darren know what he's got to look forward to if he keeps eating like this. He's a poster child for type 2 diabetes.
Well, I don't know.
Skinny people can have it too, Darren.
No,
Doug
that's true.
Plowhawk is enjoying Fun Dip.
Yeah, I am.
Mark Hanna had it on the whole 12 last week.
So you've got hard sugar dipped in powdered sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, chock full of nutrients, I'm sure, with the fruit juices.
I think it's got some calories in it.
You can't imagine what that's doing to your teeth.
Strengthening the
Yeah,
enamel.
he's going to have a nice smile by the time he's 55 if he
35
makes
calories.
it that far.
35 calories.
Yeah, it's a low-calorie option.
Not bad, yeah.
Cigarettes and type 2 diabetes, man, you're in for a hell of a set of 50s there, Darren.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying myself. I think that's
You
important.
got anything uplifting? You're talking about Doug's pharmacy bill, Plowsy's diabetes. I mean, come on.
We got
can
another
talk
hot
about
take or
Tim's
something?
knowledge of match play, if you like. We could expound on that
I
for
don't think you know
at least
match
an
play
hour.
like Tim. No.
Your bit's running.
Oh, here we go, Ken. Come on, bring the heat, baby.
No, I don't need to bring the heat. You're the one who called.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm general bantering with everybody but you, so you must want in on the action.
No, it's a great topics. Diabetes, pharmacy bills.
Right. Would you rather us talk about gay sex like normal?
Well, I'd rather you just hung up.
I bet you would, Kenneth. Moving on. So, I guess we are kind of running out of topics, Ken.
All right, pot him down. Pot him down. Pot him down.
I got you, dog.
I mean, he's just the worst.
Hey, I call might have been a best one.
I like that one.
It was just random musings.
It was general banter, and I always appreciate that.
He's like, I guess we're running out of topics. I'm like, we're
He
on
didn't even come with a topic.
Filling time before weather.
You got to come with at least one topic.
Biff doesn't.
Sad thing, it's probably a restaurant I love. I don't even know he owns it.
If it's in South City, I love it. I guarantee you.
Doug, we received some text messages from our audience.
Loving the call?
I wouldn't think so.
Super positive.
Carlos Spicy Wiener, very unhappy with the call. Fix, get back to running your lucrative Rodon Fields business. A bunch of Ladue and Town and Country housewives need more product to hawk on Facebook at a deficit and act like they're actually doing something during the day since their artisan charcuterie board gimmicks didn't work out. Then once you've offloaded all that, you choose how you want to go. But die.
Oh,
Doug, that's from
God, that text was so truthful.
Carlos Spicy Wiener.
I've seen the artisan charcuterie board gimmick before.
What is the deal with that? That's a business?
Yeah, they'll make some people with, I guess, some time on their hands will make you a charcuterie board, and they'll like spell things out.
Oh,
and it's massive.
Doug, why don't we get that for the Missouri-Georgia game watch party we're having?
They'll charge you an arm and a leg for some cold salami and cheese.
Just because it's on a nice charcuterie
with some
board.
fig spread. I think they reinvented the wheel.
And that's what Mr. Fix does? I didn't know that's what he did.
Well, he runs the multi-level marketing for Flat Stomach Tea that you see on Facebook. People sell you that because the charcuterie board thing wasn't as lucrative as advertised.
Are there a lot of housewives in the Central Corridor who've become,
yes,
what do they call them, boss moms or something like that?
Yeah, boss queens.
Boss queens.
Yeah. I'm saying, God bless, do with your time what you want, but the charcuterie board thing has run its course.
What happened to Mary Kay Cosmetics? Isn't that a thing anymore?
Doug, we're back in the facts of life era.
Yeah.
Avon. The pink Cadillacs.
Yeah.
Those were the boss queens of the 1980s?
They sure were.
I thought all the bored housewives got into Mary Kay Cosmetics.
Mm-hmm. Now it's all about the charcuterie board,
Oh.
which are overrated. Just any tray will do.
It's
all I want's the food. I don't care about the woodworking underneath it.
It's just cold cuts and cheese.
It really is.
Yeah, come on. It's
Give me
not
some
fancy,
cube salami
dude.
and cheese on a paper plate. I don't care.
This isn't steak tartare. It's just pepper jack cheese with Ritz crackers. I'm
Right.
fine with it being on a paper plate, bro.
Yeah, anything. Yeah, that's just
and
the food.
I don't need a knife. I don't want cheese that I need to spread it with.
Oh, really? You want to just dip it in there?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I get a nice brie.
See, it's too impactful. The cheese just, sometimes it's too
much. Too much.
Pungent.
And I love cheese, but yeah, like some of them that you have to spread, that is.
We got a Tervis Parish statement on behalf of St. Gabriel, the Archangel Parish. The people of St. Gabriel would like to distance ourselves from this pigeon. Thank you, Tervis Parish.
He's a pigeon.
Mary Kay Cosmetics are about as relevant as your wardrobe, Ken. Doug, that's from Beer Cats.
Oh, I'm sorry you had to hear that, Iggy.
Like I give a crap.
Imagine being the husband having to park your
I had to
car
catch
in the
myself there, too,
street while
so I
there's
was
50
dropping
Mary
S-bomb.
Kay boxes everywhere.
They were pink Cadillacs that people drove around in.
Yeah.
The little sign on the side.
If you were a top salesman, you got one of those.
Yeah. And it was multi-level marketing's all it was, right?
Yeah, well, it's a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
Like most of those things. But some people made money on it. Some ladies were driving the pink Cadillacs.
Yeah. If you get the people underneath you selling a lot of cosmetics.
Yeah. And they used to be Tupperware, but that used to be a legitimate business. You just.
Well, Mary Kay was too.
Yeah, everybody needs Tupperware. And everybody needs cosmetics.
Mm-hmm. We could use some more cosmetics.
Nobody needs a cooterie board.
Charcuterie.
They'll let the char out.
Guys, as a commercial banker, I can tell you most successful business owners typically spend their mornings calling into HD2 radio stations to filibuster. Doug, that's Alex, and he's at the bank.
Well, sure.
That's well said. That really was just a filibuster
He's
call.
a banker, too. Yeah.
Just wasting time.
I know I love his restaurant. I know I do. And
why would you know? Based on the calls we get, I would think maybe it's not that great a restaurant.
any restaurant bar in South City is good.
Guys, they're called Huns, not Boss Babes. I've never heard that. Doug, you heard the term?
No.
Huns? Jackson, have you heard the term Huns?
No.
I haven't heard this. Boy, I'm
Older ladies, older women would use that word to like, hi, hon.
And that means you're a boss
So
queen?
maybe that's what that means.
Wow. Learning so much.
What's going on with our board right now?
We're probably setting up Lisa Ann.
Trying to get Lisa Ann involved.
Is that right?
Yeah, the older generation would use that word. Oh, that's so nice of you, hon. I think the girl from Flo from
Kiss My Grits.
Yeah, I think she said hon. Thanks, hon.
Yeah.
If top salespeople get a pink Cadillac, what do you sell to get that pink quarter zip that you have zipped up to your nose like an uncut ween?
Oh.
That's from Beer Cats.
That's it. That got you more frustrated than you can even deal with.
I don't know what the Oakville Hoosiers wear out there. I really don't.
I really want.
There's no way you're wearing polos.
I want a limited edition, maybe even just make one so we can put it in our new studio. It's a 3/4 zip. It's a hoodie. It's a sweater you've never seen. You go right to the navel.
The belly button.
I think that'd be so funny to have.
That would be our original. No one else is selling them.
Just a TMA logo.
We can make it a thing. Yeah.
Got your Banny Rooster and just zips all the way to
down
the
the belly
trail.
button. To the belly button.
Doug, I think I was just propositioned for the Missouri-Georgia game, which is fine.
Oh, yeah?
Tim, you provide the charcuterie board, and I'll bring the lesbianism Saturday night for the Missouri-Georgia game. That's from Scott's Wrinkle Ballsack, but not his wife, to be clear.
Oh, okay.
So it's more of his.
So it can't be guaranteed.
That's correct.
They coming to your house?
Yeah, we got an 8-month-old. That might be awkward.
Sounds like they're going to Columbia.
You're not going to the peninsula.
Yeah, that'd happen. And then I would have to spend $400 at the Drury Inn to stay in Columbia.
Dude, if your financial advisor caught wind of you spending $330 to $400 in Columbia at a Drury,
when you live an hour and a half away,
you may want to reassess. Like,
I think you're way off.
Around.
Do you think financial advisors would advise that, Jackson?
100% to witness history, like you're going to see.
That is true, Doug. When's the next time Missouri's going to beat a #1 team as a 4-touchdown underdog?
Mark Haynes told me before, you can't put a price on experiences like
That's right. That's why I get only the best strap-ons.
But you don't really call your financial advisor for permission to stay at a hotel.
You might not. I do.
I think when you're going to watch that potent Columbia, Missouri offense.
When Drink says jump, you say how high.
Yeah.
You've got bigger problems if you think you're going to spend that money to go witness history.
What?
Well, I'm strictly saying it's spending it. No offense to the Drury Inn, love them. I mean, 400? Nah.
There's got to be a KOA campground there somewhere where you can just pitch a tent.
You could stay in Manhattan or Brooklyn for $400 a night.
Yeah.
Well, Brooklyn's no great place to be.
There'll be no Missouri Tigers in Brooklyn.
Doug, you know the old adage: Drink will take his in and beat yourn, and take yourn and beat his in. Drink's parents wanted a doctor, an architect, and all they got was a dump truck legend. That's from Mitch. I love when she teases like that, Cumstein.
I hope his statue outside of Faroe Field, has a button to where you could move the bronze dump truck.
Oh,
an interactive statue outside of Faroe Field.
The statue should probably be him in the dump truck, and he just kind of leans out the window and signs somebody.
Got recruits waving at him.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa Ann is going to join us in a matter of moments. Send your 2-part questions in for the great Lisa Ann, 314-881. TMA5 Engineer Design Facilities text inbox. Lisa Ann coming up here in a matter of moments. Don't forget, Friday night is pizza night. JJ Twigs, the TMA special at Southampton location, and that's $10 for a 10-inch pizza. TMA special, or $12 for a 12-inch double decker. It's JJ Twigs Southampton. Friday night is pizza night, and 20% off everything at TMASTLshop.com. Lisa Ann. The Burner Alley Cutlery Cuts of the Week and the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day coming up in the Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour. And then Jackson and I will deal with it coming up on Balloon Party. The Colonel will join us on Balloon Party coming up on 101 ESPN at 10 o'clock. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Get the TMA mobile app and enable notifications so you don't miss a thing. See our content on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Stream us on the TMA mobile app and at TMASTL.com.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in. Hey, my pleasure, Tim. What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
In this crazy economic and real estate world, buying, selling, building, and investing can be beyond confusing. You need agents to steer you in the right direction. Lindsay Jacobs and Susie O'Johnson of Compass Realty Group have been licensed agents collectively for 45 years, consistently ranked among the top agents in all the St. Louis metro area. You want results without the headache. You have to contact Susie and Lindsay at Compass Realty Group. Online at showandsellstl.com and on Instagram at showandsellstl, a proud sponsor of the Lemming Open.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. In studio today with one of my favorites, Tim McKernan, the man, the myth, the legend. We're here at Hubbard Radio. I checked out the new studio today.
What do you think?
The wallpaper is fabulous.
How about that?
Man, that's like 10, 11 years in the making.
It really was.
One of the best investments, one of the best deals I've ever done. I've said that over a decade. I still mean that. But the good work that the show has done, the money that's been raised, the community, the culture, everything about it. I'm a TMA limiting for life, you know. I don't know what else to say about that, except if you need a mortgage, visit thehomeloanexpert.com.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app.
Celebrate all your college and fantasy teams' Tully touchdowns this weekend with Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. May your team be swift and their aim be true. May the refs be forever in your favor and your whiskey always Tullamore Dew. Tullamore Dew, the original triple blended, triple distilled, smooth sipping Irish whiskey, made exactly for game day moments like this. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. 40% alcohol by volume. Imported by William Grant & Sons Incorporated, New York, New York. Please enjoy Tullamore Dew responsibly.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago and they still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Watch TMA on YouTube. Click the bell to subscribe. Download the podcast. Find it at TMASTL.com or wherever you podcast. And check us out on TikTok at TMASTL.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Now, back to the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
It's 105.7 HD2 FM. The Potted Plant. TMASTL.com, YouTube.com/TMASTL. If you watch this show, you can see how hot we are, and that's the thing that I like about it.
And the 3/4 zips are coming? Or we'll really let the cleavage go?
Just watching our listeners just come in with that would be fantastic.
Is the Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour coming up? Early color cuts of the week. Design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day. Send your emails in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. And if you are interested in Doug Vaughn, learn from KC95, Jackson, or myself interviewing a loved one, that can be accomplished by going to mysoundstory.com. We will be loading up during the holiday season. We have seen that for a couple of years, so if you would like to get yours for the holidays now to make sure you can get it done before the holidays, go to mysoundstory.com and book it. And if you would like to get a gift certificate, go to mysoundstory.com and you can take care of that and then schedule at a later date. It's mysoundstory.com. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our favorite segment of the week. Time for your 2-part questions. Send them in via the Engineered Design Facilities text inbox, 314-881-TMA5. The best in the business. Lisa Ann with us here on the Steve Schmidt Key North County phone lines. Listen to the gallery.
Yes, they're very
Good
happy.
morning. That was quite a standing ovation.
Yep.
I want to open with two things.
Two things.
First and foremost,
The Joe Burrow drip. You saw the suit that man walked in with last night before the game. Am I correct?
Doug, did you see Joe Burrow's
I didn't see the suit. I didn't watch the game.
Oh, it was just
He was
dashing.
dripping.
And you know what, Jackson, I'm glad to hear your voice because the reason I'm addressing this is because when I watched it last night, the magnolias on that suit, he didn't have the headphones on like everybody else does. He wasn't carrying anything. He had high top whites on. I was like, that suit on Jackson would be next level.
Wow.
Well, thank you, Lisa.
Jackson, why don't you sport that thing when you go down to Columbia tomorrow? Watch Missouri shock the #1 Georgia Bulldog.
Yeah, absolutely. Get some Cartier sunglasses like him.
Yes.
Spend about $10,000.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
man,
God.
he was looking amazing. It was all I needed. Then the second thing is, Tim, I think I should do a sound story that would play at my, my resting. I've got really into my will during the pandemic, which is still something that I'm like constantly thinking about just to make your closure of life super cool. Do people do these and then hold them in a vault and then this is what would be sent out to all of your loved ones
Wow.
at your passing?
Once again, showing the entrepreneurial spirit that you have exuded throughout your career. That is quite astute. First time I've actually been asked about it by somebody who hasn't done it. I have had people who have said, I'm sending it to my wife or my kids, but the instruction is do not listen to it until I pass away. That has actually been done.
Really?
Yep. Lisa Ann on top of the whole thing.
I think it's a very special way to go out, right? So that's just that. And now we can get back to the other stuff that's important. But I just really did picture Jackson in that suit. And I've been doing a little bit of actual new tinkering, shall you say, on the will, which I do every year around this time now. You add new things to your life and new people come about and you rearrange things a little bit. And I thought, a video message would be awesome.
Not a bad idea. This is Lisa Ann. She's sharp, Doug. She's sharp.
Oh, she sure is. It's astute businesswoman.
She is. The texts are coming in fast and furious. Fast and furious here. Hi, Lisa. Tua or Burrow this week. And also, the local Mobile on the Run recently told me that they were no longer going to accept my handwritten checks for my Parliament menthols. And I'm an infant in a 65-year-old rotting pumpkin of a body incapable of doing things myself. Is there any way to have a debit card just magically appear at my 175-square-foot solitary confinement vomit cottage?
I watched Iggy the other night on one of his cooking shows. And I was one of the few viewers in there. There was a troll in there, Iggy. There was like a woman in there that I think is a scammer that was like talking to all of us. And really, I was doing it and I realized I had to be doing something else. Like I had a live or something that I was supposed to be doing, but I got so sucked in. You do clean as you cook, which I really liked. And I got so turned on as you were cutting the butter.
Oh.
Because, as somebody like myself who doesn't eat butter at home, like I'll eat butter if I go out to a restaurant, but I will not bring real butter into my home. It was really awesome. And then you were going to put that skillet in the oven. It made me hungry, even though it was that early. I love how early you cook. And you got the little camera set up, but I feel like I need to, next time I come to the tournament next year, I'd like to come to your house. I'd like to order a couple specialty things on Amazon so we can get you a couple different angles. And then you'd be able to, edit it together afterwards for a little post clips you could be making, just an idea.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. And I do it by myself. I don't have anybody there holding the
I
camera.
do mine myself, but there's these things where you can put a camera above you. It's just a stand that folds over for cooking, and it has a light that goes. There's a lot of different things that are pretty easy to just set up before you start. But fantastic.
Thank you.
And it was great to see you in your sweater. You just looked so cute that
Dashing.
day.
Thank you for jumping in there. And the girl you were talking with, she is real. It's Ursula.
Okay.
And she is she's an old friend from Hedo. Her and her husband will go to
She
Hedo.
asked me to pick her up on my way to your house, and I was like, is this an imposter trying to get with me?
No, she's real.
Have you engaged in coitus with her, Iggy?
I did not with her and her husband.
What about light hand play?
Have you watched her trib with anyone?
Good question. Clip that off and use it.
I don't believe. I think they're just they like to be naked and like to party. I don't think they were into the lifestyle.
Is that right?
Interesting. I didn't know that was a side thing. We just want to be naked but not participate.
Yeah, back in the day, that's a lot of it. Now it's just all swingers. But Ursula, I'd comment all the time. She had the most fabulous boobs.
Oh, natural?
No, but they were fabulous.
Okay.
Hey, Lisa, Curtis Samuel or Khalil Herbert for Flex. Also,
My wife, Kevin, likes it when I tickle his night hole, but it's a little bushy down there. How do I tell him he needs a waxing without hurting his feelings? That's from Kakeem Olajuwon.
Kakeem Olajuwon, important question first. I would order a nice little Manscaped gift just to get the
Nice
party
Mohawk.
started. Because so you know, you don't want to go into a waxing situation with a lot of hair because they're going to need to trim it anyway because it could really tug and pull and cause a lot of bleeding, which is not something you want because then you won't be able to play. So I would start with the Manscaped, wrap it up real cute, make it a fun activity for the both of you, and then maybe a waxing session. You both could maybe even get bleached. And when it comes to Curtis Samuel or Khalil Herbert, I would say if David Montgomery doesn't play, you're definitely going to want to play Herbert. I think Herbert's upside was showed last week, so I'm liking Herbert. I'm liking Khalil for this week, and that is mainly if David Montgomery doesn't play, which it looks like he's not going to.
The shrub situation. What is the most popular female pubic shrub situation in 2022? I mean, Doug, of course, you go back in the day. It's heard often on Pepper and Jeannie about the full-on bush. Then
That thing was down the legs, and I remember the old magazines.
It was unfortunate.
Like a belt.
The landing strip, I felt like, was prominent in the 1990s.
You are correct.
The clean-shaven look in the 2000s.
You are correct.
And then I feel like now it's kind of retro with what Doug likes. Doug likes the word a tuft.
I don't like the word tuft.
You know, I would say it's a bit of a hybrid right now, right? You want to be
Yeah.
clean on the underneath, right? But you can kind of let it go more than a landing strip, so it's a little bit wider. It's something that you can kind of, switch up at times, maybe shave it into a little bit of a heart if you're having some
Nice.
interactions.
Valentine's Day.
But I do think some hair is nice, but still to keep it short. You still want to keep it trimmed, but have a nice bush, but maintain it. So
I
a
think-
weekly schedule of trimming is nice.
Yeah, I see a lot of the, like you said, clean underneath, but then like almost a.
You see a lot of it.
Yeah, a light little triangle on
Where are you
the.
seeing all this?
a light
That's a
little,
good question, Doug.
Light little triangle on the pube area.
Doug, you're seeing it on the internet. Also, you could be seeing it on some social media platforms. You're seeing it, yes.
It's out there.
But you're not seeing a lot of tufts.
Yeah, Riley Reed. I think Riley Reed has a tuft.
And some of the girls are even doing the armpit hair. So if they're doing
Yeah,
armpit
that is
hair,
going on. What's going on with that?
I'm not sure. I will say that that's not for my generation, not judging generations that are different than mine, but just saying that I mean, I shave my arms, my armpit. I shave everything. And you know what? I shave every day. And a lot of my girlfriends will be in Vegas like, oh, I got to go shave or going to the pool. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, how could you not live with hope? You should be shaving every day in case you come in contact with somebody, right? It's called hope. I don't want to go to a massage therapist to have her give me a massage and have hair on my legs. But I mean, I shave my arms even every other day.
Even you like your forearms? You don't want hair on your forearms or anything?
No.
Yeah, that's
I
a
don't
nice
wanna-
play. She's making nice plays, Doug.
It's smooth, Doug. It exfoliates as well, so it just gives nice touching. And I've had people tell me that I have some of the softest skin out there.
Oh, God, I like when girls have soft skin.
Okay.
I just ran into this female comedian that I hadn't seen in a couple of years. And I said, I haven't seen you. She goes, you know what? I've never forgotten your skin. You have the softest
Wow.
skin I ever touched. When I touched your arms for that photo, I keep thinking about it. I'm like, okay, that stayed on your mind. That's a good thing to be known for. I'm down.
I shave my pubes and underarms once a week with the man.
We don't need to know what
Yeah,
you're
I mean,
shaving.
I was going to jump in with what I thought was a professional responsibility question of did you guys engage in sapphic play, and then it was redirected to Iggy talking about shaving his.
Oh, I didn't know you were going there with Lisa Ann.
Well, I mean,
Really
I felt
did
like,
curve it, right? Really did curve it. We did not engage.
but you
it
kind of
was
got the sense that she's interested in
I
sapphos.
have the sense that she may have never been interested in trimming in the past, but after touching my skin, she could not stop thinking about it.
Oh, God! Doug, it sounds like it's happening. Who was this? Elaine Boozler.
Phyllis Diller.
Rosie?
Hey, Lisa Ann, I play in a fantasy league with one defensive player, so I need some guidance on Pisatino Samoa or OJ. Doug, is it Otagwe? It was with the Rams.
Yeah. Way back there.
Separately, I've been hearing rumors about chickens being clued into the inflationary dynamics in this economy. And any insight there? That's from Little Tommy Tribbins.
Mm-hmm.
OJ Otagwe.
chickens.
She's going to need some explanation
Yeah,
on that one.
I think it's just better to leave that. That
Yeah.
was, I think it was wondering about inflation and
I'm
chickens.
so
and-
confused that the news had to put out a thing that you're not supposed to cook chicken in NyQuil. Have you guys heard about this?
I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, I saw
Plowhawk,
that.
you have heard this?
Why would you?
Jackson's current. He knows what's up because it started on TikTok, right, Jackson?
Yeah, people were cooking chicken in NyQuil.
Why?
I have no idea, Doug. It seems to be so bizarre, but the CDC had actually released statements saying how unsafe this is. And I thought to myself, you know what? Process of elimination, if people want to take these types of chances, we should just be letting them.
Right, thin the herd. It's
Yep.
Darwinism.
Thin
Yeah.
the herd.
Haley saying you're the best. Juju Smith-Schuster or Allen Robinson. Also, my girlfriend just bought a strap-on. Do I take it? And if so, any tips for a first-time bottom? That's Hugh from Marlboro.
I mean, sure. I mean, she bought it. It's your girlfriend. You're in a shared experience of life. There's no sense in wasting money in this economy and
Yeah.
buying another one. I would say clean it properly and don't put it in the dishwasher. And make sure you tell her every graphic story about what you've done with it so she's prepared to use it on herself. I'm still not really trusting Allen Robinson. So I'm going to go Juju here, even though we're not seeing the upside we wanted. Juju is starting to get more targets and is just spreading the ball around so much. Kansas City is frustrating, but Robinson is not really clicking yet with Stafford, and Stafford is kind of slowing down a bit other than Cooper Kupp shares.
Number one, Rashad Penny or Traylon Burks in my flex spot this week. And number two, if Doug were a sex toy, what would he be? That's from the 618.
For heaven's sakes.
Oh, Doug would be one of those really, really, really expensive, life-size, perfect weight, the ones that you could put in the car with you in Los Angeles for the carpool lane. You know? Tim, that was a thing for years, and they had to put it on the news that you still get a ticket. So
If you
people would
have a
put-
sex doll in your passenger seat.
and they would strap them in so they could get through traffic in the carpool lane, and it was so great because you'd be stuck in traffic. You'd look over, and you just see this thing with the mouth open. You know the doll's mouth is always open, like, and at first out of the corner of your eye, you're like, man, it's such a mouth breather, and then you realize, like, that's not even a breather, like, that is a sex doll. I'm gonna go Rashad Penny. I know it's going to seem scary up against Detroit's defense, but I like the upside for Penny this week, so I'm going Penny on that pick.
Haley saying Nick Chubb or Amp Lee. Also, with ass-eating season around the corner, do you suggest I procure a bidet? I'm a historically poor wiper, and I don't want Doug going back to TV
Okay,
full
all
time
right,
with some
that's
leftover
enough.
It's never enough, Doug. I do
Come on.
think the bidet is a great option, and you can buy an inexpensive version that just adapts to your toilet now, so you don't have to change the whole plumbing fixtures. But also, I always say it's good to be, using baby wipes, right? Always have baby wipes on the back of your toilet. When you
Yep.
go to someone's house that knows what's up, there are baby wipes on the back of the toilet. Remember not to flush them. They're not good for your systems, especially if you're using septic. And of course, you're playing Nick Chubb all day long.
Yeah.
The seamless transition
It was.
from the septic tank
The
talk
graphic-
to Nick Chubb
the
is really
graphic-
amazing.
Changes
Thank you,
over the
Doug. I've
shoulder.
learned from the best listening to you guys.
Yeah, so if you see baby wipes on the back of a toilet, if you're visiting somebody for a dinner party or some kind of orgy, does that say to you that the owners of the home are into ass play?
Yes, it also says that if it was going to go down, you feel better about the situation
Yeah.
because you know it's cleaner all across the board.
Confidence booster.
Yeah, it is.
Now, do you
Yes, it
hide that? Do you hide that thing? If you say don't flush them, it's bad for the system. You can't just throw that thing in the trash can.
Well, you always have a trash can right by your toilet, so I keep
Yeah, but if you're in somebody else's house,
Well, if you're in somebody else's house, you could use their trash can.
but then they come in and say, "Oh, look what he did."
Maybe you wrap a little clean toilet paper around it.
Listen, if once in a while someone throws them into the toilet, it's not going to be that big of a deal. And the bonus is for that one mistake, the fact that you might be getting some, it's a win, right?
Yeah,
You'll
juice
call
is worth the
plumber
squeeze.
later. The juice is worth
Yeah, I
the
agree.
squeeze.
And it's not your toilet, so who cares if you screw up the pipes?
Of course.
Williams or Swift for the Lions this week? I have them both. Also, I was doing some research the other day, and the gal on the scene licked the guy's armpit. I almost threw up. Please tell me you've never had to do that, and it's not becoming a thing. Thanks, Steve Wildwood.
Oh.
Steve, it is such becoming a thing. I never had to do it, but my last couple of years in the business, every single new guy that came in would ask me if he could do it to me. And I would be like, there are so many disgusting things that you can do to me, but this, I just can't. Like, I'm creeped out by the fact that a guy wants to lick my armpit. So, yes, that is a thing. Girls do it too. I don't get it. I don't know why we need to be so creative. Isn't sex great? Can't we just be all thinking about Doug and all the things that everybody wants? Why the armpits? I'm still going to go Swift, but I want you to watch all injury reports. I think we're seeing a lot more players right now miss practice, and we're going into panic that if they're on the injury report. I just think that coaches are giving players rest days, to be real with you.
Yeah, I think you're right on that.
I do, and I think it's smart. Like, it's a long season. That additional game makes a big difference. I mean, we see it in the NBA and we accept it. I mean, the players just sitting on the bench during a real game. This is just practice, especially on Wednesdays. I'm starting to look at Wednesday practice reports like, you don't even matter to me.
No, everybody's questionable on the Wednesday practice.
Yes. Do not try and set your lineup on a Wednesday. You'll be throwing good players back on the waiver wire to try and make space for somebody, and then you'll find out, oh, he just missed practice. Maybe his wife's having a baby. Maybe whatever, you know?
Lisa Ann, brought to you by Tullamore Dew every Friday here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Tullamore Dew, sponsor of Lisa Ann's appearances. Your two-part questions, welcome via the Engineer Design Facilities text inbox 314-881-TMA5. Engineer Design Facility, sponsor of the text inbox for your two-part questions, 314-881-TMA5. EDF can handle all of your company's security and surveillance needs, from surveillance cameras to access card readers to facial recognition software and everything in between. EDF's Fire Division now testing, inspecting, and maintaining the fire system on all commercial kitchen and restaurant hoods. Email them fire at edf-rg.com or check them out anytime at edf-rg.com, the official commercial fire alarm services and solutions provider of TMA. Yeah, along the lines with Stephen Wildwood's question, I've noticed lately that unfortunately, at least I would consider it unfortunate, that a number of female adult stars are now tossing the salad of the male adult stars. It's a part of the scene that I personally don't want to see, and I would imagine the female performers aren't wanting to do. Thoughts, concerns?
This new generation sexually is so wild, because I've even had young guys come to me that aren't in the industry and tell me that a girl just started doing that and completely freaked them out. This is a thing. I'm telling you, I skated all these bullets. I got out right in time. I knew it was getting weird. It was just getting weird, right? And I thought, here's someone who did everything, right? But it is, and also, like, you have to think about, if you're smart as a performer or as just understanding your status, your sexual wellness as an active person in your personal life, there's things that are just higher risk when it comes to bacteria, germs. And to me, that would be one of them. And it's not necessary, but it's common. You see it regularly. You see that now, and you barely see any kissing. Like, I've noticed in new scenes that I'm watching, you don't see much kissing, but you see a lot of tossing of the salad. And
See if we can get through a date without getting hepatitis, folks.
Yes. Thank you, Doug. Thank you so much, Doug. Also, I'm not big on the massive amounts of spitting. That really started to turn my stomach my last couple of years. Like, just so much spit. It was like, and it's really germy. The pH of one person can really affect another person. That's why lube is what you should be using as opposed to spit, unless you're with the same partner. But if you're working with 10 different people in a week, that can really throw off a woman's pH and really make you sick. So I'm not into the tossing of the salad. I mean, I'll toss a salad, but it'll be like, tomatoes, avocados, lettuce, real salad.
Well, Tim, I think you're incorrect on that. Sorry, Doug, to interrupt. So my boy Matty Dreads, when I was in Vegas, he said, like, he's noticed and he was blown away by the females openly wanting to do that.
They want to do it in the scene.
He said in his scenes that he's produced, they sometimes will give the female the option. It's like, I wouldn't say it's a bonus scene, but it's something that can be added if they would like. And most of the females are happy to do it. So I don't know if it's a forceful thing, as you give them the option. And they
is there extra money for that?
I don't know.
There is no extra money.
There's no extra money, but I do believe that it started to be seen in movies, and then more people thought they had to add it, just like the spitting, just like other things. We're just continuing to up the ante. There's no more pay for it, but yeah, I hear a lot of girls want to do it, and it is translating into regular life. Again, my guy friends have come to me like, oh my gosh, I was with this girl and she started doing this and I wasn't prepared at all. Like, what do I do in that situation? Like, I'm like, these are why you have to kind of have conversations beforehand of what you like and what you don't like. But it is pretty common. And then does she kiss you after that?
Yeah, it's.
Like, is that happening next?
I don't want my mouth anywhere near that.
No. Me neither.
Gosh.
Can I ask?
I thought this was a sports show.
Well, this is a sporty conversation, Doug.
It is sporting.
Can I ask, after the podcast, has any directors reached out to you and said, we'll let Iggy direct one of our films for an AVN?
You know, not yet, but I have put my feelers out. I did make a little clip and send it to some people that I know because you had said your main goal in life, other than us taking photos with that guitar, is you getting an AVN award. So, I really would love to make this happen. And don't worry, I will also put this in my sound story if I do get to make this happen. It's one of the goals I accomplished in my life.
Look at that, Iggy. She is now putting it on her list of goals to get you to be able to direct and win an AVN.
Thank you. And I think the guitar will happen in 2023.
Okay, I'll be here. I'll be ready. I'll be shooting video.
It was in Budapest. Now it's coming
traveling. Okay.
Traveling guitar. Lisa Ann, it's always wonderful to talk with you. Thank you so much for your time here on Fridays. The audience loves it. We love it. And we also learn about the salad tossing phenomenon going on with active female sexual friends.
You know, I love visiting all of you. You're just the greatest. And I don't know if you saw on my timeline last night, but I'm back on air. My old boss from SiriusXM started his own network called Better Sports Network.
I saw that.
And I'll be doing a Wednesday night show every Wednesday, 7 to 10 p.m. So it felt great to get back on air last night as my little intro 2-hour show. And I go back with a host I worked with for years, Rick Kamla. So I'm really excited. Starting next Wednesday. It's an app. It's really fun. It's really user-friendly. A lot of interaction. So I'm stoked.
What a treat. Lisa Ann, she's back. Brought to you by Tullamore Dew here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After every Friday. Lisa Ann, thank you so much for the time as always.
Have a great day. Jackson, I will be looking for that suit and those glasses for you because I have to see you in them.
Hell yeah.
Look at this.
Absolutely.
I think Jackson's response, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That, Doug?
He's game.
Boy, Lisa Ann's going to spend like $50,000 on you.
I can find a cheaper version of it. I'm pretty clever like that.
All right. Sounds good.
Jackson's
Have a great day, everybody.
Have a great weekend, Lisa.
All right, gal.
Going to be seeing pictures of Jackson walking around Broadway in Columbia.
What kind of suit was it?
It was like a black
magnolia.
suit with like a bunch of like magnolias on it. It was clean.
I still say it was
Well, I
clean.
would hope so. You won't wear a dirty one.
A black and
Clean
what,
as it.
What exactly
Never
is a
mind.
magnolia on it? When you say a black suit with magnolia,
Like flowers.
Yeah,
flowers on the black suit.
Like Augusta?
Augusta. Yeah.
Text him with Nagel right now. Boys, how would the 12th work?
Cool with me.
What day is it?
Like as in day of the week, Wednesday.
Wednesday. Sign me up.
Yeah, I think that would work.
I can push the cooking show off. No big deal.
Maybe I'll tell Chris and the people at Meadowbrook that Iggy does a cooking show.
You let me use their kitchen, and I can, when I'm done, I'll just go straight to their kitchen and cook.
I do have 6 Flags on my calendar that day, but I think I can rearrange that.
And you're a
Sorry,
Diamond
Nagel, I
member.
can't
Diamond Club member.
Six Flags.
The best is we have 2 videographers from Hubbard scheduling their days around it. Joey Jake, I apologize. Iggy has his cooking show, as you know, and the Plowboy's going to Six Flags, which I thought was closed during the week at this point.
I did too.
But I guess
It's still
maybe
open
it's
mid-
Fright Nights. Is it Fright Nights, Plowboy?
I think Fright Night starts very soon because I think that's a 2-week ordeal, if I'm not
The
mistaken.
Double Diamond never closes. Though,
Yeah,
does
for
it?
Double Diamond, you always have
They have
access.
exclusive events.
You still get the free food when you go?
Yeah, they changed up the food after that story about the guy who spent a total of like $130 on 3 meals a day for a whole year there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still get the food, drink, and just the atmosphere. Yeah.
I'm good on the. I'll just apologize to the 4 people that watched that can't do it that day.
Just do it maybe later in the day.
No, I just.
By this time, it'll be dark at 6 o'clock at night, probably. You can just do it then.
Yeah, Doug brought up a great point how depressing that is become.
Yeah.
God, I loved it when it was like 8:30. It was still dusk. 9 o'clock,
yeah,
just
me too.
now
Oh, I
sunning
know,
down.
it's
Oh my God.
Nagel is really not a fan
Oh, I wouldn't be.
of this matchup. He thinks it is very disadvantageous. Oh, I said it.
For him?
Yeah.
Does he realize 2 of the people he's playing against are in their mid-60s with the handicaps in the 20s?
I'll join.
Iggy's an 18.
I'll join Nagel's team.
That could change everything.
Oh, I'm sure he'd love that. Oh, you give him a
Now,
20. Nice.
Skip Berkmeyer was breaking this match down, texting me yesterday and saying, it is highly unlikely, especially from the championship tees, the tips, that he goes, your guys are going to have to shoot around a 67. Now, it'll be match play. He goes, I just can't picture you birdieing 5 holes from the tips.
No.
And I have to, and here's the other issue. We're going to have to not bogey. That's going to be a problem. But
Well,
Doug, it's match play.
My shoulders are only so broad to carry you.
Me and Doug will not make it. And I don't know if we're playing at Meadowbrook. I don't know where we're playing, so I don't know the location. But from the tips.
And he said, what course you playing? And I said, I think we're talking about Meadowbrook. He goes, oh, then you really have no chance.
Yeah.
It's long, and it's his home course.
Yeah, playing from the tips, I won't make that beginning fairway. And I'm not disappointed in that or ashamed to say that there are going to be holes where my tee shots don't quite make it to playable
I don't know
status.
if that's the case, honestly. Now, I played a course. I played the tips at TPC Doug, was it TPC Las Vegas?
I don't know
Bears
where you
Best?
played.
The tips there, and sometimes you're hitting over the desert and canyons, and it was like a 230 carry just to get from one side of the. And I'm going, I got to be honest with you here. I might not be able to play with these guys because I can't. But I barely cleared it. I don't think you're going to have that from the tips at Meadowbrook, but I'll be real honest with you. I don't think I've played the tips too many places. I played the tips at Belle Reve the day after the PGA Championship in 2018. And you don't have the desert or water carries. Maybe you have water carries at Meadowbrook off the tee. I don't know. I can't imagine it, though. I mean, I've played it a few times.
Probably I'll be the one laying up with a
There's a lot of
7-iron.
babbling brooks.
Well, I wouldn't put too much stock in what Skip says.
Why? Oh, wow. Skip Berkmeyer taking shrapnel.
He said, here's a guy who worked on my short game with me, who said I have no shot at making 9 out of 10.
Really? He doubted you?
Yeah, which I was kind of shocked by, considering he worked on my short game with me.
Michael Wellington listening, and he says 15th tee at Meadowbrook will murder the dais.
Can't wait. That's right when my body goes, okay, we're done for the day. Golf is just not your thing.
There's a good chance the dais doesn't see the 15th tee if we're playing match play.
That's one hole that would be too hairy for.
I would bet 13.
We could have a 5 and 4 situation.
Yeah, I see 13 being the ending.
Why don't we play a mutual course, not his home course?
I think I want to make it easier for Nagel. And
I mean, I like playing Meadowbrook. It's fun, but if we're really caring about winning, I think we should play a neutral course.
I think we give him the advantage somewhat in terms of he has 5. If he's skeptical about winning on a neutral side, I think you give him the home course advantage. The tips are the issue. Skip is exactly correct. The tips are going
because
to
even if
kill
I
us.
hammer a drive,
Has to go straight.
yes, you have that element, and then we're still going to have most likely like 180 in on some holes. And that's going to be nothing for him and for one of us to get on from 180, much less have a makeable putt.
Right.
It's going to be what I would describe as problematic for the players.
Well, sure it will.
Hey, he bogeys, though, right? Like sometimes?
Sure.
Yeah,
He's human.
Makes a lot of birdies, too. I would say we close down Normandy. We make this the last round at Normandy.
Close it down. You're going to make that decision for the business.
I think
closing down your course.
I mean, they got to close it at some point.
Wellington says 15 is a 255 force carry over water on the 15th.
Well, I mean, we'll just go ahead and give you the hole.
Let's drive around it. So this is 15.
Yeah,
okay,
good.
off to
I'm going to hit a
This
range
is really
ball there.
pretty.
Can you lay up short of the water?
That's what I'm going to ask if there's a landing zone about 180.
Cletus is listening, and he says there aren't many holes there you have to carry. About 2, he thinks.
But I want to play Meadowbrook.
How do these guys beat Kisner? Are they playing the same tees?
Yeah, playing the same tees.
Or is there somebody in that group who's long?
Well, yeah, the 3 of them are single digits.
That's the key.
And you get
But you
4
can be single digit without being able to hit it.
Sure, but having 4 shots at it, especially 4 putts, is a huge advantage.
The putts is huge, but still. Now, Skip was telling me it might be in my best interest not to watch some of the players putt.
Look, I'm not a terrible.
Respectfully.
You worked on my putting, too.
I wouldn't say my putting
You don't know
is
he
that
was
bad.
talking about you?
Oh, yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
I'm great lag putting. Like, I'm a great lag putter.
Well, we're trying to make birdies.
Well, I'm saying we're not going to make a bunch of birdies.
No, we have to make birdies. I'm telling. I
I
think
said we're not going to. I know we have to.
I think we're going to be in better shape than
Yeah, Jackson is very confident.
I'm just saying having 5 shots at every shot is a massive advantage.
I agree on the green.
Aren't any good.
I agree on the green, but the issue is getting to it.
Right, but we're not like
in regulation.
We're not playing like on one leg here. Like, we can all hit the ball. I think that
I love an optimistic gentleman.
Me too.
They're usually softer. They're usually softer, and as I said, Lisa Ann, I like soft skins.
More taut.
Oh,
Excuse me?
Taut.
Yeah.
You can't say that.
Taut?
I thought you said something else.
I thought so too. I was like, wow, of all the people to go into the dark areas with the FCC, Jackson, who would have thought?
I said taut. Like,
I was like, wow, I don't know how we're going
lack
to explain that
attention.
one. No, Tommy, he was saying, okay, so he was saying taut. Doug and I misheard.
Yeah, we sure did.
Thought we heard a W.
I didn't even go to the dump.
Oh, yeah. No, I did not say that.
Yeah.
I think we have a shot.
I think we have a shot, but when you factor distance in, and that is something that is second nature for him, leading the field at the U.S. Open, and distance.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand why we're playing the tips. I mean,
because we get because it's 5-on-1.
Well, so what? Four of us. Four of us.
Yeah, Nagel, so what?
Four of us. Well, three of us are going to have trouble hitting fairways that we have to carry 220 to get to the fairway.
But I could be the first to say I'm going to have trouble.
So you're
carrying.
taking out 3 drives right off the bat.
Well, I don't think all of them will have that. I think there's just a couple, but the issue isn't that. The issue is if you're playing a 475-yard par 4 that we are not going to have 8 irons in.
No,
and
we'll be struggling to get par on a 475-yard par 4.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's the issue. It's not just about trying to make 4 or 5 birdies. It's also avoiding
bogeys.
Did you ask Nagel what he preferred, tips or whites?
Who?
Did you say ask Nagel?
Ask Nagel.
Have you asked Nagel?
Oh, they said you talked to Ask Nagel.
Oh, no. Have you asked Nagel what he would prefer? Because
he was stunned when he heard it was a 5-on-1 scramble. He asked how many shots he was getting.
What?
But the whites are...
I think he's trying to make us feel confident.
No, I think he's thinking like me, 5 shots at him.
It could be 10-on-1. If the 10 players aren't very good, it's not going to matter.
Wellington has issued a statement saying he's reasonably comfortable at that venue. Just ask Pat Maroon. Yes, there is a little anecdote about Patty Maroon not necessarily knowing about the skill level of Nagel and deciding he would like to play him for, I think it was $100 a hole. Oh. And after the first 5 didn't go Pat's way, he decided that'll be enough, thank you, and they headed back to the clubhouse.
But for the whites, it'd be good for us because we would have distance. For him, he could drive some of the greens, so that's an advantage for him.
No, tips is key.
I think the tips is a bad idea for us. I think we get destroyed because of that, and I want to be confident, but I think having to carry so much, it doesn't have to be water or anything. I'm just talking about having to at least be 240, 250 out, which we may only do once or twice, or 250 on our drive. He hits at 330, 340.
Well, if we have
he's another 100 yards ahead of you. You're just
if we have a disadvantage on the long holes like that, we should have an advantage on the par 3s where we have 5 shots at the green.
But the par 3s are like Skip was going what if you guys were to play Belle Reve in number 16, which is what Brooks Koepka hit a 4-iron into, which probably means we'd be hitting.
That driver won't get there.
I'm laying up.
It's 245. He goes, what are you going to do there? And I go, well, I'll hope that I hit the 3 with the right distance and it holds the green and then it goes straight. And he goes, it's going to be tough for him too. But he goes, you guys are going to have a tough time even getting to it. And then you got to get up and down. And that's the one Plowhawk I think you picked up on, if you remember.
Was it my 8th or 10th one out of the sand? I
think you said that'll be enough. I'm taking a 12.
Stan was like, whew, thank you.
Stan, that's when Stan decided the round was over.
Well, I say it quite a bit, but it's content. We're going to have fun doing it, and if we lose, we lose, but we'll have fun trying to beat them.
Guys, if you guys are playing from the tips, I would like to put $1,000 on Chris Nagel. That's Stephen Wildwood, and bets are coming in now.
But think about how tired we're going to be after 9 or 10 holes, because you're going to have to give it all you have.
I'll be winded.
On every single drive. And on every second shot, because I'll probably be using 3-wood or hybrid for most of our second shots.
Who's bringing the iron lung?
It takes stuff out of you.
I think that amount of effort, because at Normandy you can kind of lay up there, even at Gateway there's shots that you can hit, and so you don't have to be so nervous and be so aggressive, because we're going to have to be aggressive. We can't play for pars because we will lose.
Well, that's what you always do in a scramble.
You play for birdies in scramble.
Right.
But not when you're 400 or 500 yards out on every par 4 and par 5.
Oh, well.
That's a battle.
Well, I think we have a shot. 'Cause I think on every hole, somebody's going to surprise. Plowsy's going to surprise by knocking one 3 feet or something. I'll surprise by making a putt. We'll surprise some people.
There it is, surprise. We'll have surprises. That's what we'll have. We'll have a surprise for you at 10 o'clock on Balloon Party on 101 ESPN because we will be personally attacked. And then the Colonel will join us. And he
more
will...
personal attacks.
10:15 presented by James Carlton. That is coming up right now. It's time for the Bird Early Cutlery Cuts of the Week.
Cuts of the Week are brought to you by Birdarelli Cutlery. Visit them on the Hill or online at birdarellico.com. Cut 1.
I am a terrible caller. Mr. Fix makes me look good. That's from caller Ellen.
So maybe that's
like
when you
caller
vote for
Ellen's
Mr.
call.
Fix.
Yeah, I'm LZ all day.
I like caller Ellen.
Neither of these two, Mr. and Mr. Dix.
Oh.
Just put both your names together now. The Dix brothers.
Nice.
Why does this back alley power bottom keep calling in and talking about himself? Worst. And I mean, Doug, now it's capitalized. Worst caller ever. Eat rocks, preferably ones quoted in cyanide. That's from Joan Jett's groping hand.
Where would you go in this town? Where would you go in St. Louis to find a back alley power bottom?
Clementine's, Just John's.
North County.
This call sucks. Mr. Fix, get back in your at least 3 series. Do not stop at the weight loss shake pyramid scheme home office to pick up more product for your business. Then promptly drive off the JB Bridge. That is from Carlos Spicy Wiener.
Yeah.
This douche can't even keep his name straight. Called himself Legs again. Die. That's from the old Appleton stepdad.
Yeah, he's down south.
I think he owns like a Smoothie King or something like that, like a franchise.
That'd still be okay.
Maybe a Dairy Queen, something like that.
Yeah.
Taco John's.
That'd be money, but
Sure.
yeah, it's not really a restaurant.
Early results on the Twitter tweets, 82.4% for Mr. Licks. Mr. Licks getting endorsements.
Whoever makes the most recent call, they'll be the most hated, probably.
I voted for Licks on the Facebook, but I voted for Fix on the Twitter.
Oh, wow, balanced.
Diversify.
Yeah. Very balanced.
Cut 2.
What a weekend. Big games all around. Home runs, football.
Stop it! Those are the 2 worst teams I ever have seen. They should both be 2-2 because neither one of them won the game. They both lost. Hey, fat ass, make the damn field goal. Brady Cook couldn't even start for Auburn, and they were on their 4th string. Neither one of those teams could win the FCS championship or even Division II. And what the hell's going on Friday night? Albert hit that home run at like midnight. Why don't we all get on the same time zone? And what are you doing showing it on Apple TV? I want Danny Mac making the call. Tired of it.
Cut 3.
I'm just not over the Mizzou game, that's all. Beat anything I've ever seen. I've been watching the college game since Jim Thorpe and the Carlisle Indians ran over Dwight Eisenhower, who was trying to pin his ears back, playing linebacker for West Point. It didn't go that well for Ike, and it didn't go well for us either. We got a chance to win that ball game with the ball at all 15-yard line. What do? We take a knee. I don't ever remember seeing the Galloping Ghost take a knee at the 15-yard line. Red Grange didn't take a knee. Bronco Nagurski was rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. He didn't stop at the 15 and say, that'll do it. Let's wrap it up. But that's what we do here. That's how we play football now. Bring on the kicker, Beavis Butthead. I don't know what his name is, but the sideline reporter reports that this fella hadn't warmed up the whole game. He hadn't taken a practice kick. What's he doing over there? Is he looking up in the stands at Kappa Kappa Gamma Sorority Strange? You ought to be paying attention and warming up. He comes out to attempt a 3-yard field goal and pushes it wide right. It's as though the hand of God himself reached down and swatted that ball to the right of the tuning fork. Had I had any eligibility left, I would have guaranteed a few. I would have put on my square-toed kicking boot and like Luke Rosa waddled out there and put one through the uprights. But this guy Beavis is looking up into the stands for some Tri-Delt sorority strange on the plains, and I am tired. Period of, period in, exclamation point.
Cut.
I'll leave it at the 4. Now I'm 99% sure
Brainiac school for
it was Koryezu. If I read it and I forgot, but I'm
so
pretty
you're not sure.
No, it was an all girls
Doug,
school.
We're going to be issuing an apology.
Could it be Rossetti Kane, and that's why they're shutting it down?
I thought it was Koryezu.
I bet it's
well, if not,
Doug, you're going to read the apology or me too?
I'll apologize right now if it's not that, but it's one of those.
And we're underway.
I bet it's Rossetti.
It was
Kane.
one of the
That's why
girls.
they're
It was
closing.
one of the girls' schools that had.
And here come the Koryezu parent texts, and they are not happy. Ken is dead wrong again. That's from the 314. Koryezu is fine. Iggy is wrong. That is from the 314.
Well, tell me which school it was. Then. It was one of the all-girls schools.
Oh my God!
It was one of the all-girls schools.
Consensus seems to be it's Rosati Kane.
I bet that's what it is, because that's the one they're closing.
All right, then maybe it's Rosati Kane.
That's
I
different.
knew it was an all-girl. Well, I know it's different, but it was an all-girls school, and it's.
Good morning. Today on the Ryan Kelly Morning After, our show made a statement that was false and in no way intended to be defamatory.
No, it wasn't.
We apologize to all of the students, faculty, and the sisters of Koryezu Academy and continue to wish them the best in their pursuit of a higher education.
They're both great schools.
Thank you for listening to the
That's
Ryan
a very
Kelly Morning
proud
After.
school.
And those were the cuts of the week.
Doug, we're doing good work here, and we'll put our work up against anybody's on HD2.
Is there another station anywhere that has an HD2 show?
Not one this good.
Thank you. Thank you for the delicious
I
observation.
mean, are we it anywhere? Is in the country? Is there another?
We have been compared to Meriwether Lewis and Darnell Clark.
It wasn't Darnell.
Look it up.
Wasn't William?
No, it actually
William
was
Clark.
Darnell Clark.
Thank you, Plowhawk.
It was.
That's why Darnell Coles has his name. He was named after Darnell Clark.
I don't know
There you
that
go.
that's
There
true.
it is. A little bit of
I have to
history
get
for
that
you, sir.
fact-checked.
We have live reads. We have Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. And then in 8 minutes, Jackson and I will be held accountable for the Blues giving up a first period goal last night to CBJ.
They're not even going to make the playoffs, Doug.
The Blues? Because of that first period goal, are they going to give up on them? Well, I wouldn't give up on him, and I wouldn't give up on Mark Milton. If you got tax issues, that's nothing to give up on either.
Nice.
You've heard by now the IRS is receiving about $80 billion in funding to increase enforcement and audits of taxpayers. If that news worries you, contact former Department of Justice Tax Division Attorney Mark Milton at stltaxlawyer.com. If you've got unfiled tax returns, the time to act is now. Mark and his team focus on tax debt resolution and can help with years of unfiled tax returns, defense against audits, criminal tax investigations. Clean up your tax issues. Get yourself back into compliance before all those new IRS agents are hired and enforcement ramps up. If you've got IRS issues, contact the STL tax lawyer, Mark Milton, at stltaxlawyer.com. You'll be saying to the IRS, hey, I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty at all. I am not guilty. I am with Milty. And remember, the choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on adverse.
Stratum Structural Systems, waterproofing and foundation repair. Think local, think Stratum. StratumRepair.com. 314-620-8153. Or go online at StratumRepair.com. When you call Stratum, let them know you're a TMA listener, and the next thing you know is you get $100 off your repair project. Known for integrity and authority, over 5 decades of combined structural experience in basement waterproofing and foundation repair. It's Stratum Structural Systems. I've worked with them, and I would recommend you work with them as well. Stratum Structural Systems, online at stratumrepair.com. And think about it. Okay. And, of course, Fistful of Bourbon. There's a lot of common sense and Western wisdom, Doug, like don't squat with your spurs on and always drink upstream from the fan page. And there's also some Western wisdom that's less common, like never steal from a bear, which you can't make for yourself, or a twink doesn't know his worth until he's eye to eye with rattlesnake holding the toad. I'm sure there's a good lesson in there somewhere, but there's one lesson that is perfectly clear. Fistful of Bourbon is an award-winning blend of 5 straight bourbons and is smooth as a banker on Friday. Get wise, pick up a bottle today. Don't be a damn fool. Please enjoy responsibly. Imported by William Grant & Sons, New York, New York. It's up to you, New York, New York.
I wonder when they're going to put my chip-off video up on the big screen.
Oh, let's get back to you. Okay.
It's been a while.
Maybe it'll never get up there.
It was a week ago, wasn't
it? Yeah.
Probably not. Not up there yet.
I just saw our Dotem was up there earlier. Some stuff from the Dotem.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Probably not in the rotation. We probably won't see it.
Nagel has just acknowledged that if we are playing from the tips, he probably has an advantage.
He does.
Again, yeah, and it's his choice, but certainly he want to play the tips. If I hit 330, I'd want to beat people from the tips.
I think it's his advantage no matter where we tee off from.
That's why I think.
Didn't you see Iggy's chips last week?
Yeah.
So I think if you want to make it
Wasn't that
fair,
impressed?
you play from the handicap. Your tips where your handicap should be. Tim would probably play the blues.
But even the short game will be different. From where you chipped last week, you would have only made a couple of those putts. You would have only gotten down a couple times. You were on the green, but as far as making the putt,
Oh, we'd have
you only
five.
would have made a couple of them.
Yeah, but we'd have 4 other chances to get closer than that.
But we probably wouldn't.
But playing from the blues, I mean, it's Tim and Jackson. Go get them. Hopefully we can hit a 200-yard 3-wood to a par 4 and get close.
I intend to do some push-ups between now and then.
No, I mean, I think if you
Burpees?
If you want to be fair, I think me, you, and Plowsy should probably hit from the whites. Tim and Jackson should hit from the blues, and Nagel hits from the tips.
No, we're all men. Tee it up where you're supposed to tee it
We
up.
got to do the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Sup, Slides and Slicks Friday here. Weekend Boy Fest. Mizzou demolished big. Caller Adams suck. Mr. Fix, nah. Licks, no. Iggy, foreign panties. Doug, just Plowsy toke. Timmy, Sibian. Me, just horny. Blessing, salutes, and hurrahs. Get it, got it, flock it, flocky to Smurf. Yes, Doug, this weekend's safe word is Powerade. A haiku entitled Brine. A walrus rests hither. He wheezes from exhaustion. Salty brine wakes him. That's from TMA Poet Laureate.
TMA Poet Laureate.
Are you still a member of the Mile High Club if you banged on an airplane while it was on the ground? But we're in Denver, the Mile High City. My boyfriend Simon and I recently flew to Denver to see Los Lonely Boys at Red Rocks. Well, it was actually at the La Quinta Happy Hour down the road from Red Rocks.
Yeah.
While waiting in line to get off the plane, I felt Simon lift up my robe and enter me from behind. We stayed docked as we shuffled down the aisle and onto the jet bridge. Thankfully, Simon's wife was there to carry our bags. A recent Gallup poll shows that people believe it does make me a member of the Mile High Club. What do you boys think? Doug, got a scoot. That's from Doug's microphone shadow.
Doug's microphone
Gold
shadow.
star.
And finally,
I think it would. I think you'd be in the club if it wasn't in the air.
I'm so poor I can't pay attention, so I didn't even know I was in contention for email today. You see, growing up with no mom hasn't exactly been a picnic. They wouldn't let me in the email academy. There's an email academy?
Yep.
Being nobody's kid, and I have to live with that reputation. I guess that way I email the way I do. Doug, I guess that way I email the way I do.
Right.
Always having to prove something. I read a lot of news to forget about my problems, and I'm fascinated about how these chickens have taken a stronghold on the market of their own body parts. Tip of the day, aggregate the chicken population and see what happens to inflation. But I digress. I'm mad as a hornet's nest, and I'm going to tell you why. My boyfriend is going back to work at his TV gig full-time. The dude even had his khaki underwear embroidered full-time, all the time. That's from Helda, and then it's Koken Mihan.
Helda Koken Mihan. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
I do. Pretty funny.
And that's what we have for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. What you guide.
Koken.
Guide.
Mahan. Hilda Koken Mahan. Held a Coke in his hand.
Let's go.
I got it.
Okay.
I'm
going to go with Doug's microphone shadow.
Congratulations to Kevin Miller on the month because I'm going with Doug's microphone shadow.
Doug's microphone shadow wins today. Kevin Miller wins the month of September. History's been made here just like it's going to be made tomorrow night at Faurot Field. Doug, where will you be when Missouri shocks the college football world and I tweet out, where are all the drink haters now?
We'll be here.
I'll probably just
Don't
be
worry.
watching TV for a couple of quarters and then I'll give up on it and do something
Couple
else.
quarter, damn. That
Rotate your
dedication.
tires.
Watch 2 series.
Jackson and I are going to be held accountable down the hallway right now for everybody on the program. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Bye.
KPNT FM HD